And we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords Podcast, episode number 83. And it's another glorious Sunday, and we are back at the round table on the Lord's Day. We've got Microsoft XCloud announcement, Google Project Stream Service, Microsoft Obsidian acquisition, and PSN name changes to discuss. So we're going to get right into it. So let's introduce the four horsemen of gaming, those original lords of the realm here at the round table. My co-host with the co-most, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Listening to Unfocused King talk has been pretty exhilarating today. So
what's awesome is, did you hear his voice? Did you hear?
He got radio ready, son. You know, you press the button. He was like, yo.
When you gave him his intro, he was like, "And introducing."
man,
yes.
You've been playing stuff that you can't talk about, I'm assuming, right?
yeah. It did a number on me yesterday, but it's done. So
I am very proud.
Very
I'm very proud of you. I can't wait for when you're able to disclose what it is you've been doing. But it is very, very impressive. So shout out to you on that.
How the hell we get a thumbs down already?
We're being late.
you know what that means. You know what that means, King. It means we made it.
You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is.
It's just for
they can all
posterity.
jump up in here and don't push them lights, but they can push a thumbs down. I swear, if I found out exactly who you are.
we need to switch the snitching feature.
Yeah.
Already.
Get at it.
Yeah, they pretty much came in. I guarantee you, whoever disliked that podcast came in because I'm in here. But you know.
Wow.
Anything else other you've been playing?
Actually, I played a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so that's been
Odyssey.
Yeah, I said on Planet Xbox that game is no longer referred to as Odyssey.
Ooh,
it's referred to as Odyssey.
Yo,
I didn't know
my party. He jumped in my party with his profanity and his his loud talking. This loud talking brother over here jumped in my party. It was King. Would you believe what this guy just did? I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Don't spoil anything. Don't spoil anything.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. Because whatever I'm saying, you're not even gonna understand it. Yo, this dude did this move. Hey, I'm prepared for it. I'm ready for it. You know he ain't do the move again.
No, we talking about the secret project I wasn't allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
No, like, I'm sitting here memorizing patterns, and I'm like, okay, that's my opening. That's when I rushed that dude. He never did it again.
Yeah, they switch it up. It up.
It was hilarious because I forgot I was in a party with, and Addict left, and the dude was like, "Is he okay?" I said, yeah. I said, the game he playing is just really hard. He was like, boy, I thought he was cursing at somebody that was there bothering him.
The boss was starting to get to me, and then I was like, yo, like, and then I saw that. All opening. I saw that opportunity. Dude never did it anymore. Not one.
That's crazy.
He was like, yo, remember that joint? King, remember when you saw it? Yeah, okay, what? He ain't do it again.
I had to find another way to do damage.
No? So that's what you've been rocking with primarily.
Yeah, and I've been playing a lot of Odyssey. I've actually been playing the This Is the Police 2 as well.
Woo! Yeah, I'll get to that in my segment, no doubt. We
got somebody baptized into the fire.
I know, man. He's not, like LordCognito starting to get to the point with this game that he's like the cult leader, and then he's like,
drink the juice. Like he's telling you to drink the Kool-Aid and put your sneakers under the bed.
You gotta get
wait for
the white tennis shoes, Lord Addict. We don't like light tennis shoes. You gotta wear the black tennis shoes and the great
If you're not wearing the black tennis shoes.
And of course, we have our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single player selfish experience, and also The Cloud Sostradamus.
Oh, no.
Man,
It's been
Wow,
changed.
real.
You've been promoted, man. You've been promoted.
He's been
Wait,
another
I'm
Sostradamus.
ethereal now. That's it. I'm ethereal.
Yeah.
You're ethereal. Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati and Lord Patreon of the Iron Bank. My man, Lord Sovereign, how you doing, sir?
I am doing fantastic, man. Doing good, man. I've been playing a lot of games. I've been out there. Well, okay. First, let me say, R.I.P. my Yanks.
My condolences, bro.
Not me. It's not my condolences. I am so happy that they're gone because the level of traffic that these dudes interject into the Bronx.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
Salute,
true.
King.
They
Yo,
destroy
King is on
driving
it.
for everyone. They
Yo,
destroy
New York
it.
City Tri-State. If y'all, you know what I'm saying, Yankee Stadium, y'all know what it is. When the Yankees are in the playoffs, you're not getting into the city. If you're going from Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, and you got to pass through Yankee Stadium, shout out to I-95 dudes. Y'all know what King is talking about. That's real. Continue.
Bruh, if you listen, I don't care what it is. It's an hour and a half to get there from now on. And with 15 minutes to get past the concourse, it's an hour and a half. I'm so happy that they got bumped. I was like, yay, Boston. Yo, if there's not a possibility that you're gonna win it all, stop messing up traffic. And
stop going.
Guarantee that you win.
Stop teasing, or otherwise forget it. I don't want to deal with it.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, man. They're not good at playing small ball, and that costs you in the playoffs. They made a lot of little mistakes that they need to be able to. I don't care if you're Aaron Judge, you hit 50 home runs. Got to bunt sometimes.
Yo, listen. That was all on the manager for game.
I
the game
heard.
that was 16-1.
There was some managing faux pas, absolutely, but
it wasn't no managing faux pas. Throw that dude up under the bus. I swear.
But when you have so many
I'm a
opportunities to score, and you don't do it because you're constantly waiting on that big swing, it's gonna cost you. So managing blunders aside,
you talk about 16-1. Somebody head got to roll, bro.
That was
16-1. You don't do that in no playoffs now, man.
Yeah, like he gave it up early before, like he gave it up when they were already down like 4-0. It makes sense. The moves that he made, like All right, so
you know what I don't like about the Yankees? I just want to say one thing, man. Like they always looking for this next man. They could just win the World Series and be like, yeah, so we think that this manager right here sucks. And I'm like, yo.
Yeah, that
like, why don't you
felt
just
like
leave him alone?
That definitely felt like an old George Steinbrenner move.
Attempt to make purchases for their team. They're not they're not the big market team that shops at Walmart.
Yeah, that is
true. But y'all Bernie Madoff destroyed your wallet, dog. Before Bernie Madoff, y'all was wheeling and dealing, boy. Free money spending. When Bernie hit the debt, y'all really don't know how much money Bernie done cost you. I would have put a hiring freeze too. A hiring freeze would have went out.
Yeah, I gotta get off my base.
Let's move on. DJ Singh is having a heart attack over here.
Yes, he's losing it.
So, what I've been playing. So I've been playing AC Odyssey, and I've been playing Forza Horizon. Playing AC Odyssey on a few platforms. Been doing that. Finally picked up the Switch. Yeah, we'll get into that. Finally picked up the Switch again after a couple of weeks. I got my Mark of the Ninja, man. Like, oh my God!
You gotta tell me because I kind of held off. I was gonna pick it up. Kai Batsu put me on, and then I was gonna hold off because Lord Spawnwave was like the frame rate issues was not a go. So, what's up with that?
It doesn't seem to be. I mean, it's a slow-paced game as it is, so there's nothing that's bothering me. But the like playing portably on the Switch, like the character models are tiny. It really is. But I mean, it's out on everything. So if you've never played Mark of the Ninja, if you love ninjas, if you love stealth, get it on the Xbox One, get it on the PS4. It's out on everything. Fantastic game. So I've been playing that. Real quick, movie take, man. Like Friday, I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys before, if I mentioned it here. I was into this whole story about this free solo mountain climber, Alex Honnold. He's like the climber in the world. And last year in June, he climbed El Capitan in what the hell is the state park? Yeah, well, whatever. The highest peak in the States, and it's about 3,200 feet high, and he did it without ropes, without anything.
Wow!
So I went to see the documentary on this in the movies, which I've never done. Dude, this is, at both times, it is the best horror movie you're gonna see and the best superhero movie you're probably gonna see this year, because that is the peak of human athletic achievement. It is ridiculous what this dude did.
That's crazy.
The beginning of the movie is like any documentary. You know, they show his family, his friends, how they react to what he's doing. You know, how it affects his relationship. You know, how his struggle to try to see if he can actually complete this feat, and then ultimately like trying, failing, and then at the end, you know, the big pickup where he actually does it. The final half hour of this movie, when you're actually seeing him do it, and it was a 4-hour climb. So
the geeky nerd said Yosemite. Yosemite, is that it?
Exactly, Yosemite State Park. Thank you.
Okay, there we go.
That. Yeah, El Capitan. It is the most horrifying thing you will ever see in your life when you see this dude.
So he the real Assassin's Creed.
He is the real Assassin's Creed. And then there's certain moves along this route. This man is so meticulous. He memorizes every single movement. This is thousands of movements on the way up. He knows them by heart. He's practiced them I don't know how long. And he has names for them. Like, here you do this and you do this with your fingers, and he has little names for all of this stuff. Dude, one mistake, you're dead.
You're dead.
Dead.
Yeah, there's no press the continue button after that one. There's no bushes to dive into when you swan dive.
It is the greatest superhero movie I've ever seen in my life. Really.
It's certain things that you're not gonna catch me doing. Like I told you, I showed you pictures of me doing that rock climbing joint. Yeah, that was it was nice. It was nice. It was in a controlled environment with me on a rope. So okay, I'm gonna do that. Okay, me freestyle Friday on the weekend.
That ain't happening. So yeah, if you get a chance, go see Free Solo, man. Great,
no doubt. And of course, you know we got the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the Excess Gamer.
Ooh.
Late.
I was on. See, that's exactly why I'm not giving no more ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports was a man his convictions, demands nothing less than that premium experience, and is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved. Lord King. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing incredible. Yo, let me tell you something. Combat Talk is going on right after this, but I told you exactly what was going to happen, and it happened just like I said. I mean, it was maybe a round off. I'm going to tell you exactly why it was a round off. But Buzz, that dude, like, if you don't understand boxing, you don't understand movement. Everything is placement with your feet. That your feet and your hands, your body is in unison. And when you're doing this dance, because it's like a dance of death, when you're doing this dance, you have to be in sync. This man is in sync at all times, and that puts him as a deadly position to beat anybody. I mean, very serious guy. I told you, he's a very serious guy. He doesn't get tired. 12 round. You saw he had the energy of a god. Like, it's ridiculous.
Saw the highlight, and it looked like somebody got thrown out of a car when they got.
Yeah, you saw him? Like he was like he did a halfway cartwheel and his head hit the
out of a moving whip.
Yes. Oh God. All right. I gotta address some things. All right, because
this is.
I was going to do my
combat talk real quick to jump in, and then we can.
Go ahead. Go do the combat. Yeah,
real quick, and then we'll get to that. So Suave, did you see Bellator, Leslie?
No.
Yeah. Yo, that's what I had to do. I had to call you. I was gonna call you because the Chael Sonnen joint.
Yeah.
Yo, please tell me.
Shout out to the old goat, man. The old goat still got it. The last emperor, man, out here. Fedor, the legend.
Fedor giving that fade.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? Chael is just too small. You know, he's really not a heavyweight. You know, so let's keep going.
Just fighting Fedor, like just.
Yo, Fonz killing us. He like geriatric league was in full effect.
Yo, Fonz. I'm not gonna front. This is exactly what I said when I saw the promo to the fight. One, Chael Sonnen is the ultimate reinvent yourself dude.
Yes.
2, he can keep interest in something that you have no interest in.
Yes.
3, he can talk up a fight that's incredible.
Yes.
Maybe he will produce, but I'm gonna tell you this: he's gonna leave everything out there. So I'm pretty much sure that he gave everything that he had, but it was just not gonna happen.
Chael Sonnen was like, when I was watching UFC, was like the equivalent of Conor McGregor. Like,
yes,
all
he
that
was
heat.
Connor's mouth before Conor. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So basically, he
This
got
thing, like he had like if you put like on scale wise, he had like a 6 in skill and like a 9 in mouth. Like,
Yeah.
Yo,
but you know what? Out of that old team, he's still getting a check though.
Yeah, facts. Yo, his speech rating is lit. I have to agree with Adam. Yeah, man, it was the 1 round bombastic. So basically,
1 round.
The 1 round bombastic. Everything Fedor was throwing had super bad intentions. He did try to take Fedor down. He had the top of Fedor's back, but he was too high, soft.
Right.
And then Fedor just flipped him over. And just proceeded to ground and pound. One of them caught them, and then the thing about Chael, when he get hit, he don't want no more. It's funny when
he's like Roy. He's like Roy.
Like he turns completely over, and it's like, no, stop beating me. Like he's out of there. So that was him. You know what I'm saying? So they have the heavyweight. It sets up the heavyweight Grand Prix. We got it's gonna be Bader now, who beat Meathead Mitrione from Tough. Remember him?
Right.
And shut up, DJ Sing. Too much more talking. Another dislike. We almost done. And so pretty much, he beat him. Strong wrestling, Bader from UFC. So now it's gonna be Bader and Fedor. So it's gonna be interesting. I think
Bader versus Fedor. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? So I think the old man got a chance, man. I think
he has a puncher's chance, right? I think Bader's wrestling at this point and just stamina just because he's younger. But yeah, I mean, Fedor throws everything bad intense.
Don't. I remember. Back when I was watching UFC, Dana White was trying to get that man in UFC for the longest. And now that he is, I stopped watching it. But that dude was always knocking people out.
Fedor, man, he's still a beast. The thing is, the stamina we don't know, and then we got to see how he defends the wrestling. But yeah, that was
No. Yeah, I was just gonna say because not to be because these dudes is wild out in the chat. Listen. I gotta address something that I'm gonna go into fraud. Right?
Fraud report.
Yeah. First of all, this podcast is not an Xbox podcast. All right. That's first and foremost. I need you to understand something. If you're watching us and you feel like, oh yeah, this is my favorite Xbox podcast, that's not where it's at, bro. Okay. And that's not a thing. That's not a thing. I can honestly tell you that from every person inside this room, we game on everything and anything that we can get our hands on a game on. Now, if your system isn't highlighted, it's because your system's not good to me, or your system, isn't offering me what needs to be offered for me at this moment. Maybe it works for you at this moment. Don't think that.
Is that why you never talk about the Switch?
Oh yeah, exactly. You know what?
He always talks about the Switch.
He actually does talk about the Switch.
Yeah. If you look at my go to my Switch, look at the days that I haven't played, it'll tell you. I hope it says that. I hope it tells you that. If it could, I don't know. But it tell you that it doesn't.
DJ, you only have one dislike, man.
He don't like that we say we're a gaming podcast instead of an Xbox podcast.
Yeah, well, that's his business. Because what was stated was that this is an Xbox podcast, and that's not the truth. I was there day one when PlayStation dropped. I was running around with a PlayStation flag. All right, let me tell you that. I brought every game. You didn't out-system me. I brought PlayStation when it was launched in Japan for $1,000, and I was paying $100 a game.
People in the world that out-system you back then.
Yeah, but see, what people don't understand is they think that I'm negative towards PlayStation or I'm negative towards Nintendo. I had every Nintendo system that ever dropped. I had systems that you didn't even hear of, like the Panasonic GameCube. It's just certain things that rub me the wrong way with a conversation. If anything, you want to label me as a system or a company guy, is NEC, is PC Engine, is Turbo Graphics. All right, and then after that is directly to Neo Geo, because I done had that system in so many iterations. It's insane. But
No doubt.
I'm getting back to tell you that that's a fraud right there. That narrative. This is pure gaming. This podcast is pure gaming. Everybody in here is a pure gamer.
True indeed.
So we game on our cell phones. We anywhere we can get it. So just let's change that narrative.
Absolutely. Now we got to be clear. Xbox is our preference, but we do like everything. Like we own everything. We have everything.
I figured out why Xbox is my preference. I figured out why it is my preference. I love a loser. I love the underdog.
There goes the Xbox sponsorship.
Yeah, exactly. I love the underdog. Like when people was championing Nintendo and Sega, I was out here with Turbo Graphics by myself. Like, I love that dude that's from behind that has a chance, the champion with that puncher's chance that can get you.
We've always been that way. We were that way when Sony entered the fray with PS4.
When they was new, when Sony was new.
Absolutely.
They're the champ now. I don't got no love for those dudes. Because my eyes for them, I critique them at a higher level. Like this thing that's going around, shout out to Dilla for letting me know that if somebody sends you a message on your PlayStation, and you open it and your joint factory resets, I don't care who you are. That is terrible. All right, so shout out for Dilla for putting that.
Salute to the Dilla.
And y'all dudes ain't out here yelling. That's where the fraud is at. Y'all dudes ain't out here talking about, oh man, PlayStation got a trap door, son. Ain't nobody saying that. All right. Also,
what's up?
I did LordCognito, Lord Addict, Lord Sovereign. We talked about this subscription thing.
Yeah.
We talked about this thing, and listen, I'm super appreciative.
Super appreciative. 512 subscribed that rocks with us. Like that. We definitely want to be clear. Like very, very. Let me jump in, kid. I'm jumping.
Go ahead,
because you listen. Like I want to say things. I had a conversation with all the lords. I had a conversation with Ebontis. Everybody put things in perspective. And one thing we want to say is we are super appreciative of the 500 because we know that the love is real and y'all rock with us. However, we got to be real too, because we're in the realm of the Lords. We're always going to keep it true with y'all. Like, we looking at our followers. King, you got about 2,000, I believe. I think I got about 2,000. ILP Twitter account thing has about 1,000 followers. So, it just hurt our heart a little bit that a lot of you Lords are not from the realm, are not sub to the foundation of the ILP channel. Where we started. Shout out to our Tick brethren. We love our Tick brethren. And you make sure you subscribe there as well. That's definitely not what this is about. So, just when you get a chance, just mosey on over down to the ILP YouTube channel, hit that subscribe and that notification button. You know what I'm saying? It only takes a minute. We got extra special content over there as well.
It's like different things there, and there's more stuff coming.
Combat Talk is there. Flashpoint is there.
Flashpoints is there.
More is there. So just do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Just mosey on down, hit that like, hit that notification button. You know what I'm saying? We got so much for y'all. So that's pretty much what we wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? At least from my perspective. I know King, I know Addict, Solve, if you guys want to chime in. I feel like I'm doing talking. But that's where I was at with it. What did the Lords feel?
No, I mean, you said it all, man. I know that we're always live on the Tick channel, and we appreciate you guys being here every Sunday. Absolutely. Like I've said it a million times. Like we love that you guys are here, that you guys engage with us. The podcast is what it is because you guys in the chat engage with us the way you do, and you kind of inform the conversation that's happening all the time. But yeah, like absolutely, we started out on our own channel.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Jay Fonzarelli asked me if and that's my dude Jay. Trust me, I love you. He just asked me, did I have 3DO? Yes, sir. I had 3DO in all 3 iterations of the system. The Gold Star, the original big joint with the disc tray that came out, and the last iteration of it with the controller. Yeah, I had it all.
No doubt. So, what you saying? What you been playing also, King? We got to get into that. And then I got some more.
Oh, okay. All right. So right now I'm pissed off with all these Destiny dudes. I'm about to disband the clan. Y'all are the most crappiest dudes out here. I don't care. Y'all see a new game, y'all like, ooh, like it's like, ooh, like, ooh.
They betrayed you.
Yo, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, man. Like, I get to the point where I'm like, whatever, man. It's why do I have to LFG somebody? Whatever, man. I've been playing Destiny.
Welcome to my
played
life.
Forza.
I had to LFG 80% of the stuff I did on there because I couldn't get no one to
That's
do.
not true, Addict. Stop it, man. Like, you want a game? You want a game when I'm at work at 2:00 in the morning, and that's impossible for me to help you at 2:00 in the morning.
Just wait to see how it looks in 2 weeks. It's gonna be a wasteland over there.
No.
Oh no! Actually, you have the Festival of the Lost and stuff like that. They got stuff to combat that creepy stuff that's coming. So you think it's gonna be a wasteland? It's a wasteland because you're never there. Like when somebody reaches their hand up and said, "I'll give up my spot to tribute," like what? Nobody even asked you to quit. Like, no, you can take my spot. Thank you.
There you go. Go take it. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to ask me, man. I'm more than willing.
Dude, yeah, man. No.
So that's it.
Okay, so I played that.
Mm-hmm.
I played Forza.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man.
Where you at?
All right, everybody, y'all dudes y'all are real frauds. Y'all dudes that blazed the game day one, and you was like, what's next? You dudes,
talking about me?
Y'all,
Yeah.
You don't have no appreciation for games. Like, you the dude that scarfs his food down. You don't taste your food. I'm not with you. All right.
Look, man, when I'm hungry, I didn't say I need to taste something. I'm hungry. Okay.
That's the thing.
Shout
I like
out to Lord Sam. He said people better not Ghost Destiny. I've still been catching up, but he's been on his Forsaken grind. Shout out to Lord Toby.
I feel you. That's right. But the taste of Spider-Man, pause, is like. This when you want the most out of your system, down from the cutscenes down to the NPCs that's walking around in the street to the shop. Hey, Spider-Man, take a picture. Like,
yeah,
I had to stop and marvel from where we came from to where we are. This game to me is the pinnacle of gaming at this point. For where we came from to where we are. The subtleties for riding and fast traveling on the train station to the cutscene of Spider-Man in the train station and Spidey suit and the guy in the newspaper looking at him. If you read the newspaper, the newspaper has information on it. Like, it's so much stuff, so much little content. These developers are gods. They love this game. They love this game because I feel the love that comes through. And every time I play, I gotta pen it in bursts because I don't want to overdo it. This is my greatest game this generation. Period.
I know it speaks to you. I can totally see that because it's like you said fraud.
That's nice. Because you know why you feel as a fraud? Because it smashed God of War in the mouth. And I'm waiting for those numbers to come out.
It's been about a month and a week, and they haven't announced that it be God of War.
You know why they ain't announced it yet? Because God of War is out here strong-arming dudes to shut them up. They like,
no. If you look at the time frame when God of War beat, it was about a month and 2 days, and they announced it.
Addict feeling strong out here.
You know what it is? It's somebody out here keeping your knees off the ground. That's what happened.
Listen, I'm looking at Lord Piscatella. We have October 23rd, where that was going to be decided. That's when he's going to release the NPT.
I feel like Sony would have announced it by now if it beat it.
Oh
no!
That's a big thing. That is a big thing. If Spider-Man beat God of War, that means Spider-Man is the #1 fastest selling PS4 game of history. And I feel like they would announce that by now.
They already said it. Like, you got confidence. Don't get that false bravado. You whistling past the grave. Your knees will touch the ground. I want raw, please pause. Raw knees on the ground. Like, your knees will touch. I mean, so
this have some receipts.
Yeah, all this receipts that you're gonna have, you're not. You know what it is? You're gonna start that Kanye stuff with the alternate reality crap after the fact when it comes out, and you're like, "This was an alternate universe where God of War is the winner." No, bro. Knees will touch.
So that's been pretty much you've been doing, right? Getting that spotty in.
Yeah, that's like, oh man, I feel like I'm doing something wrong when I play
it. And of course, we have the gaming ninja himself, the Shinobi, LordCognito, spreading that realness in the realm of the IOP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. So yeah, just like Lord Attic was saying, I've been on my This Is the Police 2 grind. It's been getting dark. I've been loving it, man. Shout out to I want to shout out to the voice actor John St. John. That's the guy who did Duke Nukem. Yo, he's killing this role, man.
I didn't know it was John St. John.
John St. John is Jack Boyd, y'all. That's my man. Corrupt. He don't care. He's getting it in. I put some wild tweets up. People are like, yo, what is that? Yo, it's been really good, man, getting that in. Obviously, still a little Destiny here and there because it's been a busy week, but I've still been trying to get my little powerful engrams, get my light up here and there. But yeah, Lords, I just want to get the other two announcements out the way. Obviously, we talked about the fraud report and just showing a little love and do the right thing. We talked about that. But also in positive news, I want to also thank our audio lords, man. The growth has been absolutely tremendous. iTunes, SoundCloud especially, almost doubled. It's been crazy. But I am proud to announce we are now live on both Google Play and finally approved by Spotify. Put your hands together. Put your hands together, Spotify, finally.
Yes, sir.
Recognizing the realm of the Lords. You know what I'm saying? So that was a big one we asked. It's always been asked. We're finally in the realm there. And then announcement 2 is that Jay-Z Green is live, y'all. The Lords of the Iron Bank is up. That color wave is lit. You know what I'm saying? On the Iron Lord.
Cognito, get him with the face.
Oh, I'm gonna put the link to the J right now, man. Yo, that color wave is crazy, man. Fonz, yeah, iTunes been up, man. I checked that out, man. iTunes been up, Fonz. Really, we've had that rocker for a while. I'll get you that link as well. But yeah, man, Lords of the Iron Bank, that Jay-Z Green. So all our ex-lords who respect that coinage, you know what I'm saying? We out there. So check that out. We be adding more flavors, more designs. We got also, I want to make an announcement too. We have a little special discount for our loyal Patreon subscribers. So just a small token, you know, because we appreciate you guys that have been there from day one for the movement in reference to the store. So Patreon subscribers, log in. We got more details for you guys there. And a little small token of our appreciation, get your little discount on because you are day one. So
right,
salute y'all.
It is count. And listen, no more background shady deals. We have access to store. So you don't got to, yo, King, man.
Meet you at the location.
Yo, King, man. Yo, let me slide that over to your King, man. Nah. Hit the link, brother.
What's going on, Xbox? What's going on, bro? Fine. iTunes in there for y'all, for you. If you missed it, that's the official iTunes right there. If you our Apple users, please check that out. And again, if you want to rock that green, if you want to be a Lord of the Iron Bank, if you want that Jay-Z green, that Xbox green, we out there. It's up there.
Let me tell you something. Tim Dog Beastfire, shout out. Go like, follow, and subscribe that man. He's the only one right now.
He's the only one that had the exclusive Jay-Z green. Yeah, that's the golf ball right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
much respect to Tim Dog. It was an honor for me to even get that on his back porch.
Absolutely.
So he can just, have that and
the pause rock was epic just then. That was an epic.
Yeah, that was crazy because I don't want nobody running with that sound bite. Yo, wild out.
Last week, poll results are in, and the people have spoken to the question. With the recent rumors of the PS5 launching in 2019 and having PS4 backward compatibility, how important is the timing of the release date for the Xbox Scarlet console? The winner at 40% was the only release Scarlet when the games are ready group. Coming in at second place at 28% was the Xbox Scarlet must match the PS5 release date. Coming in at third place at 21%, pretty close. It's over for the Scarlet if the PS5 launches first group. And coming in at last place, our Lord Shallows at 11% was 2019 belongs to Switch 2.0 group. Thanks to all the Lords who voted.
We know where you voted.
Definitely not. Thanks to all the Lords who voted on last week's IOP poll segment. I actually want to know, what does Lord Addict think about this? I'm very curious.
What?
He's playing the game right
Yeah,
now. He's playing the game right
He in the
now.
bushes.
He done muted himself. He play. You done caught him doing something he ain't supposed to do. Like he in class playing a video game under the table
I
or
was talking
sleeping.
to someone in the room.
Oh, okay. All right.
What did you think about the lords in the realm saying, hey, wait, don't release the Scarlet at the same time as PS4. We only release it until the games are ready.
Well, those people would make bad business people. So,
So you
every
feel
single person that said wait would have just killed the next generation for Xbox.
So you feel like it's got to either release before or at the same time.
Look, there's no denying it. There's been a say for a while for a couple generations. Whoever hits the first 10 million wins the whole generation. It's always been that way, unless it's like really close. But for the most part, whoever hits 10 million first, they have that clout, they have that mainstream. Their friends have. They go. Anyone else that buys the system from now on is probably going to go to that console with 10 million because that's where their friends are. So you're going to let PlayStation get that 10 million. Are we sure a bunch of PlayStation people didn't do that just to kind of sabotage it? Like,
to give us the false sense of confidence that we can wait?
And you can get what was that logic when Sony didn't have any games at the beginning of the generation?
It wasn't.
If they would have waited like year 2 into going to like when was a good game that came out for PlayStation when it dropped?
What you mean as far as that around launch?
No. When PlayStation 2 dropped, when PS4,
what was their first game that was a good game? Because remember,
Chad, tell me what the first real big game came out for PlayStation.
Maybe Second Son.
Infinite Second Son.
That was a launch title.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. It wasn't launched, but it was in the launch window. It felt like it was in the launch window.
Yeah, the chat is saying Infamous.
I don't count Infamous like that. When's the last time anyone's talked about Infamous?
Oh my god!
Yo,
you guys
reaching for the bottom and look at that game. If you go back and look at the game, it's two of those. It's two games. If you go back and look at those PlayStation games initially, they were gorgeous.
Second Son.
All I'm saying, you go from that standpoint, and you don't release games till it goes out. Let's for this argument.
Uncharted. He said Uncharted. The first, yeah. And you know what? I tend to agree with Anchorman on that. I believe.
And you would have waited.
But Infamous Second Son, we can't hate. Like, I'm agreeing with the chat. Like it was solid, man. It looked good. It looked really good.
Did anyone here beat that game?
Oh my God! Here we go.
Yeah,
with
I did.
Don't count if you ain't beat it. You know how that.
No, I didn't beat it.
I don't know. See, exactly. So it don't count for you in your world when you don't beat games.
It rolls your direction. It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. But you gonna not count my accomplishment?
He don't respect you if you ain't beat the game. You know
wait. So you're not gonna count my accomplishment? You suck,
I
bro. You like this? You did not beat the game, bro. You're not a gamer. You're not a gamer.
Those words that it doesn't count. It never came out of my mouth. That's why I was asking, did anyone beat the game so you could tell me if it was a good game?
I thought you were talking slick. My bad.
I gotta hit him with the face.
It was a good game. It was not the best Infamous game.
I liked Infamous too. That was my favorite Infamous.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Did you beat it though?
Yes, I beat all of them.
You ain't beat that one though. You ain't beat the last one though. You beat all of them, but you didn't beat that one. So you didn't beat all of them though.
Anyway, so that's what you think. That's what you think, Addict. That look.
I just feel like if you wait until let's be real here. Right now, if you're gonna wait, you're probably gonna wait a year. And
the thing about that is
Microsoft can't wait a year.
That's the thing though. For me, it's a little bit of all of those, right? Because to me, they have to come out with at least one big first party title.
And I think that's going to be Halo. I think Halo is going to be a launch title.
You think it's I can't do that. Don't do that. Please.
About the gate.
It has to
have Halo.
I think a good if it's a good Halo, I think it could hold that fort down until stuff other drops.
I'm going with Fable. I'm going with J2.
I don't even think we have a studio that's ready to do it. Like they still haven't officially committed because
we don't know what Playgrounds and these dudes is doing. Like we rarely talk. We got a mouth. We got mouths, but I really think that game's out there.
What we're gonna see.
Xbox said you was playing Killzone.
Oh yeah, I was playing Killzone too. That Killzone was nice though. I like that one.
About 10 seconds ago.
No
But
doubt.
It was pretty.
I think that first year, what we're gonna get is we're gonna get 343's game, and we're gonna get a Ninja Theory's game.
Gotcha. Shout out to Lord Santo. He said when the Scarlet and PS5 will release in 2020, they'll both have better launch content than the Xbox One.
You can keep
PS4
yelling that 2020 stuff. It's coming out next year, bro.
A lot of people, some people was on that saying a lot of people feel PlayStation is ready. Wait a minute, let's get into
Y'all better save that money because it's coming next year, and you're gonna be caught with your pants down. Save that money because it's coming next year.
Lord Sov, you are up. We got some cloud talk going on.
Switch topic? Whoa. Moment of silence. I need
Sov broke his. Yeah, he ain't got a switch topic. No, he's not.
It's either Switch or Cloud. You get one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two.
For me. So yeah, man. Within the past week and a half, we finally got some concrete announcements from both Google and Xbox on what they're doing for their streaming future. So first up was Project Stream from Google, which was originally called codename Project Yeti. And basically what it is, they haven't indicated if they still have some sort of console-like thing that's coming out that's going to incorporate the streaming tech, and obviously they have other gaming stuff in tow. But Project Stream, as it stands right now, is basically a tab in Chrome. Google Chrome, where you're playing games. So it's in beta right now. I was fortunate enough to get into the beta, and so I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the only game that's
Look at this fraud. Jump up in here. Don't ever send me the invite over to his joint. But this fraud, see, I see what it is you get a delay. My joint is on deck, so I see when dudes jump in and when they jump out super fast. So he jumped in, and it was like fraud alert. Like, oh my god, it was like,
wow. Joining us in the realm today on the
Anchor. How you doing? I'm like, what the hell?
Yo, listen, I hope he jumped in here. I hope he jumped in here to talk about the frame rate on that 76. I hope he came in for that.
That's not what this.
But have you played it though?
No, I know you have.
Yeah, I have.
I heard his crazy bullet spongy.
Yo, notice he didn't try to defend that.
No, he didn't, because he's playing at 2 frames a second right now.
Oh my god, Lord Sov, continue. We got cloud talk, y'all.
Oh man, we'll get into some 76 talk, but okay. So I got to play Project Stream. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So that's the first thing. So in order to make some sort of comparison, obviously we don't have anything on Project XCloud yet to play until next year. I also got that free 1 week PlayStation Now subscription, so I could see, because I hadn't done it to this point, and I just wanted to see comparison of basically what is older tech, because this streaming stuff has been around since the days of OnLive and before. So we're talking about a decade old that this concept has been around. And Gaikai is sort of from that. The roots of Gaikai are sort of from that era, right? Gaikai came out as sort of a response to OnLive, and then PlayStation bought it and turned it into PlayStation Now. So let's go with PlayStation Now first, because that's the older tech. I played 2 games on that. So let me just say what my connection is. I have 150 megabit connection, upload and download.
Okay, so talk that FiOS talk. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's that FiOS talk. That's that FiOS talk. So,
right.
Premium. So I was playing these, and I played all of these games at various points during the day. I played early morning, like 5 a.m., 12 noon. I played at 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and then midnight, to sort of give an idea of, latency and stuff like that. Okay. So basically, obviously, 12 p.m., 4 p.m. are the high rush times, 8 p.m. as well. You're going to get some slower. You're going to get some input latency. You're going to get some Vaseline effect. So things are not going to be ideal.
Okay.
Definitely degradation. So on PS Now, I played Red Dead, and I played Bloodborne as a current gen game.
Gotcha.
Red Dead is a game that you need to, you're shooting, so you need to control your reticle and things like that. Bloodborne is a game that's combat based, so you need good input. You need good input timing, otherwise it's all thrown off.
Let me just give a public service announcement. Do not play that on Now.
No. There you go. There you go. Don't play that on Now.
As far as I'm concerned, that game don't exist on Now.
Is that bad?
It's not. I mean, again, it's something you can get used to. You can you can adjust to it. But for that type of game, and as cheap as those from games can be sometimes, yeah, you want to be on point, and it's tough.
Is that one of the games that they put that you're able to download it?
You are able to download it, right?
On
But
PS4.
Yeah.
If you're on PC, don't listen to Lord Sovereign. Do not play that game. It's not playable.
You can only download it on the PS4. You can't download it on the PC.
So I got a question. Because I don't play that crap.
Yes, I did.
But I got a question.
Here we go.
You're saying that I can play PlayStation 4 games on a PC streaming if I have the PlayStation Now app on it?
Yeah, I know you're going with this.
Exactly. So then you mean to tell me that these games aren't exclusive and PlayStation is actually mimicking what Microsoft has been doing, and there's no outcry? There's nobody yelling.
Oh my God!
People are playing on a PC Sony stuff. There's no. You mean to tell me they can do this?
It was on us to outcry this stuff when it first happened. We didn't. We sort of let it slide through the cracks.
Oh, you know why? Because we don't give a crap. Like you just this thing that I'm doing right now. This is called false hating right now. Like I really don't care. All right, but the fact that you're able, and kudos to Sony for copying the best in the game.
Oh,
so
you gotta give a shout out, because honestly, that's huge. What you just told me is huge.
Before we go into the rest,
because I didn't have that information.
All right, so let me just end my PS Now section with this.
Right.
I don't think they're positioned to compete with Microsoft, Google, or Amazon in this space.
In this current form, though, we still have to see what they do.
I don't think they do, just because the infrastructure. They can't compare infrastructure-wise. They don't think they ever can. So to be perfectly honest with you, I think this is as far as they get with this, unless they get in bed with somebody.
That's what I was just about to ask you, because there's still a possibility, right? They themselves don't have the Azure background. They don't have, the Google. They don't have that infrastructure in place. So they would.
Well, yeah, they didn't put the money into it like the other company put the money into it. We already know that.
So I'm in agreement with you on that. So what else we got?
Okay, so then
we got the Cloud War. So that was Sony.
So Project Stream is the next one that I was able to try out. So I got into that beta, and essentially they let you AC Odyssey is the only game on it right now, and they let you have free access to it until January. Okay. So so honestly, it's very simple. You just open up a tab in Chrome. It runs you through a series of tests to see if your connection is up to snuff. So bare minimum, they need a 15 megabit connection for you to have a decent experience. They request, they suggest a 25 megabit connection. So again, 150 megabit connection should be more than enough to get a very good play experience. And like I said, with PS Now, I've played it various times during the day. Once you go into the game, it's very seamless. Like the game starts, it goes into the menus. You can skip through the menus. When you go into the menus, you notice you don't have options at all in terms of fidelity and anything like that. Everything's coming from their side. The only thing you have in terms of visuals is brightness setting, changing the bright. That's it. Gotcha. Everything is on their side. So from what I've been able to tell and for what I've read around, they're going for a 1080p 60 frames per second presentation. And 60 is pretty impressive. So 60 is very impressive. But again, the reason why this works better and works better than OnLive, works better than PS Now, is they have the infrastructure in place to have servers closer to people to eliminate latency, which is actually at the core of what Microsoft is doing as well with XCloud. So to be honest, right from the rip, you could tell the difference between, as somebody who played OnLive day one, as somebody who just finished playing PS Now, you can tell the difference. One, because this is one of the hugest games out this year. It is a brand new game. This open world is ridiculously huge. They're trying to stream it to you at a fairly high level of detail and quality. Again, it's all dependent on when you're playing during the course of the day. When I played in the middle of the night, it was beautiful. Like it was beautiful. Very little in the way of that that smear effect when you're panning around with the camera.
Right, which is a big deal.
And input the thing that's key for me was that at any time of the day when I played, I only got disconnected once, and it was like a 4 p.m. where they were like, "Oh, your connection's a little funky. Let's start this over." The input latency at any time that I played was fine. I didn't notice a perceptible difference between that and Xbox One X in terms of gameplay input latency.
That's a big deal.
That is huge.
That's huge. The key though, Solve, I'm glad you're saying that because I didn't know that. The key is Assassin's Creed Origins, as we know at its core, is open world adventure, and that's great. I'm not saying it does not require time, but the key is going to be with FPS, right? The key is going to be
Odyssey.
The fighting game. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. What you're saying what you're saying is impressive. And now let me ask you a quick question. I'll let you continue. What was the Odyssey on what is it? Was it Project Stream? Google's Project Stream, what it's called? Yes. Was that also running at that 60 at the different times of day while you were, if you can guess? No, you ain't had your frame, your fraps. You ain't had your Linneman, your digital foundry counter on deck.
Yeah, you didn't have your spectacles on with the numbers, right?
Yeah, you're very meticulous.
No, that was in optimal conditions. In other conditions, it'll drop. It'll drop. But you got to do what you have to do on your side to make sure. Like, I didn't have any other tabs open. I made sure I didn't have anything streaming. I tried to eliminate as much background stuff as I possibly could, just to have that focused on that. So no, you're gonna have your dips, and there will be moments I did experience the smear effect. But again, like I said, even when the graphical fidelity dropped down, what managed to stay there was that lack of input lag.
Yeah, that was huge. That's huge.
You'll see it sometimes, like when you're in the middle of combat and there are like 2 or 3 guys fighting you, and you have to switch between them. But like, for instance, in AC Odyssey, there's a parry move that you do by pressing the 2 bumper buttons, right? And that's if that's off in a streaming game, like, you're just going to be getting hit all the time.
Absolutely.
So I use that as sort of a point of like comparison.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it works perfectly for me. It works perfectly for me. So for what they are doing in a tab on Google Chrome, it is super impressive. And again, this is just a beta test to see where they're at right now. Obviously, it's going to continue improved. And again, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they are the ones that are best positioned for this to work just because of their vast infrastructure throughout the country.
My kids play on Amazon and their streaming service, the Amazon Play stuff. And I play those games on it as well. Sometimes I jump in, and I noticed that Amazon with the little Fire Stick, it is very impressive. If you can actually get the little box, I brought them the console, the little tiny console. It came with the controller as well.
Right.
It was impressive for the time that it was doing it. Remember, this was at least 5 years ago that they have started this stuff, probably further on. But when I got my kids onto it, is because I was paying for Prime and I was getting it for free. And I said, wow, this is exactly where the future is going, where, we won't be real owners of our games anymore. Like, they're physical.
We're technically not owners with being digital, most of us.
Right.
Well, you don't even technically own the game in a physical state anymore either. So.
Yeah, because they can lock your behind out now, too. It's crazy. It's insane. But, hearing what you're saying, and I'm a fraud because he gave me the information and I didn't.
I'm a fraud too because Solve gave me all the info. I just did not have time.
I didn't have time. Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna do it. Sorry.
Continue.
So back to Cog's point about games like FPSs, like anything competitive, we can sort of forget for right now. Like, let's focus on getting single player games working. Okay.
Sure.
Anything that requires one-on-one competition, group competition, multiplayer, I think that's a step beyond. I'm sure they're working on it, but they have to make sure that these other experiences are up to par.
So you think that's the holy grail? Do you think that the first company that is able to achieve competitive play in streaming format is actually going to be those dudes? That
was my question. I want you to, like, obviously we haven't touched Project XCloud, which we're going to talk about. But like, based on your impression, like, Solve, are they coming? Like, do you feel like, yo, Google is here? It's gonna be a problem.
I think it's the difference between them and Project xCloud at this moment is that Google right now only runs on a PC in a tab in Chrome. You can't run it on your phone.
Okay, fair enough.
Nothing portable yet. So, and they haven't specifically said anything about that. Whereas if you're I'm gonna transition right into Project xCloud,
Let's go.
Microsoft from the jump has said that they're optimizing xCloud to run on everything. They showed it in the intro video, running on a phone, running on tablets. So from the jump, they're looking at a much wider space, right? And that's what makes that super impressive. I think so. If Microsoft can achieve what it's setting out to do, considering that it's already including this wider array of devices, I think this game is theirs to win or to lose if they can hit it first. Now, again, Google may be just a little bit better placed in terms of infrastructure because they're Google. I mean, they're freaking everywhere. Like Microsoft is, but Google and Amazon have, I would say, maybe an even longer reach than they do. So where Xbox has the leg up here is that they already have a games infrastructure, right? They already have Game Pass. Game Pass is primed to support this sort of streaming service. Whereas Google doesn't have anything in place really that they can talk about or that we know of in terms of the gaming space. Amazon, the same thing. Like there's nothing there that people can latch onto and say, man, if they get this or they have this, once this becomes streaming, this becomes a ubiquitous thing. Wow, it's going to blow up. Whereas Microsoft has games. And then the fact that they've doubled down recently on making sure that they have their own games, it makes this even more appealing. So
your issue right now is you want to see from the software standpoint. Get Anchor and then also also like the library, from how Google's going to get. But get Anchor. I want you to jump in.
Dude, this is the longer we keep talking about streaming, especially in this community space, the more I'm convinced that this is going to be the future. Even more so than not just talking about games, but just as an example. You have, if you're just looking within our small gaming sphere, streaming is taking over everything. Hardware is on the way out. Unfortunately, that just seems to be the
hardware
thing.
Would be out completely?
Yeah.
I think eventually it will get to that point. And as an example, are you guys familiar with I think it's called Lightworks that's working with Mixer? Livestream. I forget. I can't remember what it's called right now. It used to be that if you wanted to stream to any sort of something, if you wanted to stream your game out to Twitch or Mixer or whatever, you could stream. You had to have an Elgato or a capture card or something like that to facilitate that, which is $100 or more. It costs money to do that. And then with this generation, they built some of that technology into these systems so you could stream directly from your Xbox or PlayStation. And the difference was for streamers is that they wanted to increase production quality so people would actually watch and say, okay, this is something interesting. So you have people who have overlays and stuff like that. And to do that, you still needed a capture card. You need something to facilitate that. They have introduced Lightworks. I think it's still in beta at this time. But what it is, they're doing this with Mixer, and I know they're trying to bring it out to other streaming services as well. You can do basically all the functions of a capture card without a capture card.
Interesting.
And we are moving. Everything is going software. Everything is moving away from hardware. And now we're talking about games and all this other stuff too. It is. I am just more convinced that that's what's going to happen in the future. I don't think it's ready now, but I think in maybe next 5 years.
Yeah.
Interesting.
To that point too, like with Google, Google has Twitch. Like Google has that already, that in their infrastructure already. So they have a platform already where all that stuff can get pushed. Who has Twitch?
Amazon has Twitch.
Amazon.
Google lost the betting for Twitch.
Yeah, you're right.
And what's funny is that's probably the only time in history someone beat Google in betting.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I mean, Amazon is the most. Isn't Amazon the most lucrative company on the world, on the planet now?
Yeah,
multiple trillions of dollars.
So, and they haven't really showed their hand in this, and that's going to be interesting as well because, like you said, they're the most, they have the most money now. Their infrastructure is probably number one, if not right there with Google's,
Right.
with Microsoft right below them. So, like Addict said, they have Twitch. That's going to be really interesting what they do pushing out that content to their platform.
Right. Let me jump in real quick because we want to break down as far as like the announcement itself from Microsoft, right? So pretty much like they've pretty much announced obviously Project XCloud. You know, Phil came out, everyone came out. Shout out to Bill Stell. It was good seeing them up there. Kareem Chaudhry, good to see those guys up there. And yeah, man, like it was real cool. They basically were talking about, you know, where the future of taking your games is, how they envision it. They don't want to be locked in. And, you know, pretty much public trials is going to begin in 2019. It's going to scale in different locations and stuff like that. So, you know, their whole goal is pretty much to kind of like build out this custom hardware in their data centers. And the way they showed it off, it was literally pieces of Xbox One S's, you know what I mean? You know, on a blade level, you know what I'm saying, into their infrastructure. You know, so basically these custom blades going out there, and they had kind of like the little animation and support and stuff like that. So their testing is going to go out with, like you said, mobile phones, tablets. Is you can pair your Xbox wireless controller through Bluetooth. There's also, I noticed for the they had the touch inputs for like the tablets and stuff like that. And, yeah, so pretty much, you know, this is their, you know, attempt at this low latency video streaming remotely kind of a deal. So just wanted to put it out there for those who missed it.
I think what's great about that, and we haven't talked about this specifically, a lot of the other, PlayStation now excluded, a lot of the other services aim for a higher fidelity experience, right? What they're streaming to you is coming from a 1080 Ti or whatever, some super high end, you know, ultra settings game. What Xbox is aiming for, what Microsoft is aiming for, is a middle level fidelity, right? So that in and of itself allows it to be more scalable across more. It's easy to scale an acceptable experience across a number of different devices. Whereas you know, and it's my belief is that on their end, it's less power consuming. Like they don't have to use as much processing.
I don't like what you just said.
Why you don't like it's the truth? There are a bunch of
I don't like the damn words you just said. Like that word right there, what you just told me, that's less than premium. I didn't like that less than premium.
No, but I mean, think about it.
But I understand
this. You gotta watch the video. The video says
no. I watched it.
The Xbox.
I watched it.
These are not X's in there, right?
Have to assume.
No.
I see where King is going, but we would have to assume that when the Scarlet comes out, that it's not going to be Xbox One S's, you know, from a hardware standpoint, trying to emulate.
I don't know.
This is what I see, right? This is what I see. You see how the VR thing was popping, right? And this kind of sucks that it kind of wind down. But you have the Vive, the highest end. You had what was the middle one? What's the next one? Oculus. Oculus. That was next. And then you had the PlayStation. Those are the top three, right? We have, you know, Google and those are other dudes that don't really matter. So those are the top three. And when you went with the Vive, you know that you had the highest fidelity and the best input, all right? And then Oculus was more or less that middle ground. That is the fidelity is not all the way up there, and the control is really good, but the game was there at Oculus. Now, PlayStation was the lowest end of the spectrum, and it catered to a certain crowd because the fidelity wasn't all the way high, and Sony knew that, but they also knew that the exclusive games that the PlayStation can offer was their catch. Right. And what I'm thinking and what I'm hearing is, you know, Microsoft has these studios and these games, and you just finished saying that they're going to go at target a lower fidelity. That's why they're offering the actual hardware, so you can actually have hardware in the house for the higher fidelity for that premium dude. But for these unpremium people, they can get this system that is a little bit cheaper. Let's say
Xbox says Oculus. What wasn't Oculus the most popular though?
Yeah, Oculus is the most popular, but as far as exclusive games go, stuff like that, that's PlayStation.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
PlayStation had games that you couldn't play on Oculus and stuff like that.
That's a good point from where Sovereign was coming from. It's easier for PlayStation to dominate that brand because they have the cheaper one and they actually have studios that can make games for it. Like those other Oculus and them, they don't have an entire infrastructure built to make exclusive games.
Right. Yeah. So just listening to what he was saying, and based off of that, I believe that that's how Microsoft is going to attack it in the PlayStation kind of way. Yeah, ours is going to be. We're not going to go for. And I swear to God, it better not be 900p. But
so that's why I want to.
But this is specifically for streaming, right? When it comes to like your home console, your next gen console, that's going to be the whatever the highest possible fidelity is, whatever they do. But when it comes to getting that experience out to all these multiple devices, yeah, they have to go with a lower common denominator. They just have to.
Well, but here's the thing, Tom. I mean, I understand King's fear because I know where he's going with from a preview standpoint. But we're assuming we don't know. The tech's not out. The trials will start next year. Yeah. But the thing we have to say is we would hope, right, that if you are in a situation where you have, that strong connection or whatever you're at, that at least it would be possibly scalable from a resolution standpoint, so that it's just not automatically lowest common denominator.
No. From a resolution standpoint, depending on what device you're on, I can see that. But from settings, like you're not getting an ultra settings game. You're not getting.
I don't see 4K HDR. I mean,
right.
I think if anything, they might aim for 1080p. If that's the highest you could go. Because they're going to want to keep it consistent. They're going to want to make sure, like you'll give like someone necessarily, let's say that you give a big streamer, he's got a good rig, but something happens and you let him go, balls deep with all his settings, and then it ends up being horrible. Like the
language, where was that at? Like, yo, time out.
Supposed to jump in.
Anchor, how the hell you let that slide past you? Like, but how the hell
did that go on the Lord's Day like that?
Whoa, baby.
But anyway, so when that happened, you give that streamer the ability to do what he wants. He tries to stream it at some ridiculous stuff that's not exactly feasible. And then he's having a bad experience. His viewership's having a bad experience. I feel like they're going to have a middle ground, and you could go a little bit above it, but all devices that stream's going to be that quality.
Yeah, Anchor, man. Anchor, don't this sound like a step back? Like, I'm so sorry. I do apologize, but I'm yelling fraud. Don't this sound like a step back? Like, you hear them yelling out 1080p, 60 frames per second. Bro, we were just talking about 4K HDR.
You're doing 4K HDR.
No, I don't.
Like,
that's the reason why I think streaming is never going to be.
Never going to do that.
I think streaming is going to be good. They're going to increase streaming devices and increase the bandwidth and everything with streaming.
But I take it back. I shouldn't say it should. It never do that. I just think it's an unrealistic.
But as far
LordCognito, though, this sounds like a step back. Like,
it's an option, right? It's an option for us to do.
This is aimed for that
premium in the crib.
They've already told you that the innards of this are Xbox One S's. They've told you that already. So I mean, moving forward as the service progresses and it's around for a couple of years, could they change those innards?
I'm putting my PlayStation hat on now. My PlayStation hat is on now. Right now, my PlayStation hat is on now, and the cynic in me is saying, they have a surplus of S's, so they're chopping them up and throwing them in the servers. My PlayStation hat is on right now. I'm like, they got all these extra S's, and somebody just looked over and said, hey, why don't we put them in the servers? Like,
I am done with you. That's the funniest thing ever.
Right now on everything, I swear, you guys better you better target 1440p. You better get the PlayStation resolution.
Why do you want 1440p on your phone? Why do you need that?
Because my phone does 4K. So 1440p is a minimum.
The Galaxies do it. Like the
S. No, hell to the no. Shout out to Brap in the party. What up, Brap? Yo,
okay,
no,
but this is what I'm talking about. You may be able to get that resolution right, but again, being that the guts of this is an Xbox One S, you're not getting like all this crazy anti-aliasing, and you're not getting all that stuff. So it'll still be visually a degraded.
Yo, I'm frustrated as hell right now. Like, you really just popped the whole bubble. Like,
here's the thing.
You really just walked up to a little kid in the park with a pen and popped his bubble.
That's why I don't think
you popped my balloon. Like,
that's why I don't think the streaming thing is gonna like. It's going to be efficient and it's going to do what it's supposed to, but I don't think it's ever going to take console's place because we're always going to be pushing that resolution, those features that, and that's just something I don't think streaming will ever be capable of doing. Like we're trying to stream the bare minimum
listen,
right
listen,
now.
If Microsoft don't listen. If Microsoft don't say, all right, I don't care about that little stream box. Okay, I don't care about that. Listen, if they don't say that the next system that they targeting 4K 60 frames, it better be attached. That 60 frames better be to the hardware. To the hardware. No, man, I don't care about that box. That box ain't appealing to me. No, listen, this is. I know you watching me. And I know you hear what I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, this 4K, listen, don't look at 8K. Don't do that BS because y'all like to do that crap. Hey, we got 8K and it's running at 16 frames per second. Yo, get to that 4K number with the HDR enabled and 60 frames. Let's lock that part. Let's get to the 60 frames with the 4K.
Should do.
On the console.
On the console.
Listen, man, he just scared the hell out of me. Yo, I swear. I swear, man, if they come with this 900p crap,
you didn't see that part.
60 frames a second, man. You know what it was? I was too enamored with the phone, and the dude had the phone, and he was like, Forza on my phone. I think I watched the video like a million times. Like,
let me jump in, man. Let me jump in because this is good. This is good, Solve. And let you finish your points because I really jump.
No, I'll end off with my last points, and that's it. But you go ahead first.
Yeah, man. Look, Solve, Sostradamus, man. You called it, man. You called it maybe about 3 ILPs ago. As far as what you've
been saying it from the first
from the longest, man. Solve has been cloud rocking. Besides Switch, he's our cloud guy.
Let me interject for a second there. And also, Lord Richard Ledbetter agrees with me.
What do you say?
That it's possible that what we consider to be a Scarlet Cloud can be a portable gaming machine with the screen that has the inputs of a controller.
Yes, of a controller.
It is unwieldy to attach a phone to your Xbox.
That is true. People are thinking that's the only option. And the thing is, I want to shout out also Lord Jess Corden from the Xbox too. He has a fantastic article up right now. He's talking also about XCloud as well as the Surface Andromeda that's coming, which could also serve as that form factor. You know what I'm saying? To kind of basically acclimate to those needs that what Lord Richard Ledbetter from the Great Digital Foundry is saying. So,
listen, no disrespect to Mr. Ledbetter.
Oh my God.
He's like, no.
You wish on a star.
Oh my God. Let me continue.
Not gonna happen.
From the custom blade standpoint, you know what I'm saying, which is composed of these multiple parts of Xbox consoles, that to me sounds like they're trying to achieve some type of, trying to minimize latency on both sides by having them actually on a blade level. So we got to see how that works, how that's implemented. As a tech, I personally work predominantly with Azure Cloud. And I'm telling you right now, the infrastructure, the data centers are there. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. And now you add this with 5G on the horizon. If anybody's got a shot at pulling this off, it's Microsoft.
And improvements in streaming technology in terms of encoding streaming technology.
And we're talking also another year from now with the trials and stuff like that. We're still away. We know, like you said, the 5G's on the horizon. And like I said, the main thing with them right now is that I got to see like a game like a Destiny. I got to see a fighting game with those real tests, those fast twitch kind of movements. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing, I'm going to be real with y'all, like I love the Vita and remote play, the feature itself, the concept was cool. Like you can go and you log into your system or whatever have you, but that was just kind of locking you into logging into a simulation of your system, right? But This, you know what I'm saying? But what killed it was like you tried to play an FPS, it was almost impossible. You know what I'm saying? And then also from the controller standpoint, you know what I'm saying? So when I seen the video and I see Bill Stelter with the controller in his hand and these guys, you know what I'm saying, in his Bluetooth, and they're saying there's no latency, like that's still cool for me. You know what I'm saying? That, like me and King, we got our Galaxy S9, you know what I'm saying, S10, whatever.
Yeah.
And doing that with that type of screen, that type of fidelity, that can go. And like you said, Saab, you know, I don't think this is the only option. We've seen with the tablets, we've seen all the stuff. And here's the main point I want to say, like, people got to understand, minimum is like 10 megs to run this thing. Like, that's 4G on your phone right now. Like, you can run this now, in theory. Again, theoretically, we have to see. And the last thing I want to say, I've got, you know, some pretty good sources on the inside as far as, you know, that actually has been testing this. And all I'm going to say is they've been blown away. They've been blown away by what this thing is doing. And the last point I'm going to keep it around, King and Addict going to laugh, but I got to keep it true. If all of this proves true and they're able to resolve the latency,
this man's about to bring the Switch somehow into this.
Yo, you already know. Switch is in the bushes. I'm keeping it a buck.
Okay. Oh, you throwing Switch in the bushes?
Tell me it didn't sound like he was about to bring the Switch into this.
I was sitting here trying to see how he going to shoehorn the Switch up into this. Because if this is going down, then Switch 2.0 will definitely.
I thought he was going to go the direction. Yeah, I'm going to keep it real with you. But this is the reason why I like the Switch. Stuff like this is possible.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, Switch is Saab, you're going to be mad. I mean, I always have it. But if I'm able to take Destiny, Assassin's Creed
with me, that's a whole nother animal, dude. That's a whole nother animal.
Dub for this one. You talking about even if it's 1080, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they running at 320. So you take any damn thing. Like, you don't care.
It's funny because
you really, it's like the equivalent of going inside a gas station bathroom and like, yeah, I can sit on that. Like,
I'm also doing what Saul was saying with the Google side, because obviously they're limited to the browser. One would assume Microsoft is going to provide that as well, right? So if they do that, just think about you going. I'm thinking about Addict. Let's say he's staying over his aunt's house or whatever. You know, he don't got his console with him, you know, but you log in with your Xbox account and you're able to do that on your browser. And all you had to do was bring a controller. Bro, these are possibilities that sound very intriguing to me. I don't know how y'all feel. I get Addict, I get Anchor. How do y'all feel, man? I know maybe I'm overexcited, but I think the prospects are there, man. What y'all feel?
You are this way with it, and I am this way with it. Like, you are like, yeah, and I'm telling you from the mountaintop, and I'm like, nay, this is heresy.
But I hear you on that front. But what they're aiming to do is, like I said, with the whole Switch conversation, is for you to be able to access your ecosystem in a real way wherever you are. Right now, what can I do? I can get on my Xbox app. I know who's on. I can chat with you guys.
But you know something? NVIDIA's been doing this for a while. Like all this stuff that everybody's sitting there talking this crap. Yeah, I've been playing this stuff on my NVIDIA Shields. Ever since they launched NVIDIA Shield, they've been doing this. Like this isn't something that is a myth or is a joke. NVIDIA has been doing this.
But no one's been across devices.
And no one's doing it with this level. What's the word I'm saying? With this level of proficiency, like we can't just say because remote play, because the Shield, that's exactly what we're going to get.
And then we got to be careful with that. You have to take it.
But their joint was fire though. Like, I mean, when I told you, remember when I had that clamshell crap and I pulled it up and had the controller built into it, and I was like, I swear to God, I was like the only retarded looking person with this thing, and I'll flip it open. I have the big controller, and people like, what's that? NVIDIA Shield. Yeah. Like
but we have to take into consideration with Shield is the pricing model, right? Because with Shield,
yeah, bro, that was
the price. Yeah, when you come up, like they say, okay, if you want us to push the game to you at 120 frames per second so that you can get a smooth as possible experience on your end, that's going to be $20 for X amount of hours. Like the pricing model is funky, and this is another thing that's going to be kind of a sticking point for people. I have every expectation that this streaming stuff is going to be slid right into Game Pass in
Mm.
some way, shape, or
But
form.
what about
Maybe
the paywall? Anchor, what about the paywall? Do you think they can get away with saying, if they do that, like, you still got to have an Xbox Live Gold to do this?
I think they actually might be able to fold it into there and say
Right.
oh, we don't have to worry about the paywall.
Mhm.
Like you don't have to worry about paying for this extra feature. It's just included in Gold. Like that would be a way to prevent that problem from happening.
Right. Interesting.
Wait, Anchor. Let me get this right because I want to be clear on your position, right? You're feeling that they're gonna just do away with the tiers of Live and start bundling it with Game Pass, getting Game Pass to everybody, like how Live was an option before and it became like a mainstay, something that you needed. They're gonna roll that into Game Pass, and then you have like this one Game Pass Live type of thing. Do you think that'll happen? That's what
I think.
I'm not understanding.
Actually, now that you mention it, it might be a little more interesting if they tried it this way, where it's initially its own service.
Yep.
And they try to do it as its own thing, but they do say okay, if you have Game Pass instead, it's free. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry
it's
about
just
it.
You don't have to worry about it. You already technically have the games for that month. We're paying for that time.
Attic,
That would be a way to get around that. Yes.
Do you think that we're at that point with these all these kind of levels of services? Like we at that point. Shout out to Lord Dan McCullough we have from Xbox Live. He said to be on the lookout because remember we challenged him in reference to free Xbox Live as far as PC gamers not having to pay that, and having that, and he didn't relent. He actually didn't dodge the question, and he kind of inferred just stay on the lookout. So I guess for Attic, I was going to ask is do you think now with those type of statements and with these streaming services and more services, at that point, does the Xbox Live, that paywall, have to go down to make this more inclusive?
I think we have to get to a point with not necessarily on the speed of internet, but what the internet providers can charge us and what they can do with that internet. I think we're not at that point yet. A lot of people have caps. So this is going to slow that industry down because some people are going to look at it and like, well, I get 500 gigabytes just by watching Netflix. I don't even want to think about how much I'd have to pay extra if I'm streaming games. So
because we on this side and we don't pay that stuff. We got to look at it from the prism of these other people that's a slave to that area.
Absolutely. This may not work for some people, obviously based on this situation. Absolutely.
At the end of the day,
but everyone does have a phone, and everyone. What about the markets? What about the markets the East? Let
me tell you something. Let me tell you some BS.
Coast might be able to get away with it. Yeah.
Let me tell you some BS. All right. Now, this is what happened to me yesterday. Okay, this happened to me directly yesterday. I have ESPN Plus. I have a subscription to ESPN Plus, and I purchased that subscription based off of the information that I got with Bob Arum signing that 10-year deal with ESPN to have his fights over there. All right, this is when Pacquiao was under that stable, and you can only see Pacquiao fights on ESPN. Terrence Crawford and also Lomachenko, right? So those are the top fights. I want to see their fights, and I'll pay the $5. Plus, I get all the information on the Lakers now that LeBron is over there and Houston, Carmelo and stuff, right? Okay. Now, yesterday, I tried to tune in to watch the fight yesterday. And every time I tried to tune in, it told me, pick a service provider. What's your service provider, right? So I'm like, we got Files. We only have Files. We have absolutely no package, right? We have only Files for the internet. Okay. Now, when I put in the information, I'm like, yo, put in the information. They say, yo, you don't have a service with ESPN inside of it.
Yeah, you have to actually have the package that it belongs to.
Right.
When I did, when I worked at,
I didn't know that, Alex. Explain to them.
Explain to Alex. You are actually very
because you worked there.
You've worked in these environments, so explain it to us.
Tell me.
Pretty much how it goes is at first, providers like Comcast, Dish Network, they were fighting those streaming apps, but sooner or later it got to the point where they couldn't fight them. So they started teaming up with them. It was like, okay, you can have this app, and if you have our service, through these certain providers, and you have access to that particular network or that program through those providers, you could watch it naturally through that. For instance, I don't know if you guys know, but if you have HBO on, like, any kind of service like Dish Network or anything like that, you can actually sign in through your HBO through that service. So you don't have to pay for it twice. You can do it on the actual service. You can do it on the stream too.
Okay.
See, and I didn't know that. I'm just saying that I didn't know that when I tried to log in.
Gotcha.
So I had to do backward channels to get to watch the fight yesterday. Now, I'm thinking
backward channels.
Backward channels.
That doesn't sound like a very premium experience to me.
No, it was a premium experience. It was a premium experience. The fidelity was magnificent, but it wasn't how I would like to do business. But King don't get it. That sounds like King don't get it.
Gamer is compromising now. The compromised gamer.
The King gonna get what the King gonna get.
You gonna watch that boxing? Hella hot.
Gonna get that. But my thing is, all right, being that they had all that stuff with the FCC and all that other stuff and those regulations that they passed not too long ago, that we was all in the uproar for the regulations. Now Comcast and these other service providers can actually team up with the cell phones and offer these exorbitant prices. Once we start going to streaming, do you think that there's going to be like some type of form of gouging that's going to be coming our way? Because you just said it. If you don't have this service to link to this service, you'll be excluded from this service. And if they're teaming up with cell phone companies or cable companies, that kind of puts a larger barrier between us and our content.
They're already doing it, because I don't know. I'm not a sports watcher, but when I was working at Dish, I had a lot of calls. People wanted ESPN3, and that's not on cable providers. That's exclusively on their website. So that, people are already making moves to. That's why I laugh when people make fun of, like, not advertising on TV, because I'm like, look, like, a lot of these people don't even know anything about that industry.
Right.
First off, when it comes to, I hear a lot. Shout out to Lord Jez, not Jez Gordon, Jez, the person on Planet Xbox.
Yeah.
But he's always like, why don't they just advertise on the NFL Network? They got to deal with them. They got to deal with the NFL Network. They don't got to deal with the provider that provides the NFL Network. Like, what channel do you go to watch that? Like on Sundays, like, is it just different?
Well, it depends, because like there's for me it's the NFL Red Zone channel. That's like the popular thing when you
see Red Zone channel is different, because they do own that. But if you would watch that on your local provider or anything like that, because I know there's some channels on there that have that. That's through those local providers. Anything that's you see, people confused the network with the provider. Pretty much these Comcast, all these providers, they're the middleman. They don't own none of this stuff they're providing. When you negotiate advertising deals, that's not Dish Network advertising. That's not NFL advertising. NFL is negotiating with the people that they broadcast their stuff on. And then the people that they broadcast their stuff on is negotiating with Dish Network to how much they want for their channels. Right. And that's why that's what I think.
Put it in the bushes.
Yeah, that's what I think is funny, is because, like, it's not up to them. Like, unless the only times I would say yes, it's good to advertise, it's stuff like The Walking Dead. Football is huge. It still gets a couple 100,000 a week. I think last time I checked, it was like 22 million viewers every week in football. Yeah, and I'm just like, look, like, I do think that they should be, doing that a little bit more. But at the end of the day, people are going away from that. People are going to nothing but streaming. Netflix is killing it. HBO is killing it. Like, they want away from that entity that they're paying.
Right. And here's the thing too. Like I said, so I want to get you back in solve. I also, like, we got to think about from an international perspective, right? Microsoft is more dominant domestically, right? The advantage that Sony has over them is they're in those markets. You know what I'm saying? They're in those markets. And we know, like, in the East and Japan, consoles are kind of not the thing. That's why the Switch does so well over there. You know what I'm saying? That's why mobile does all well. Now you're putting this ability for people, this user base that never had access to Xbox. And you're saying on your phone, you can now play your library, play your games. That's a whole install base of users that devs that they just don't have access to.
They don't have to buy. If the barrier was, I don't want to buy your hardware.
Right.
The barrier's gone.
Shout out to the 100,000 Xbox One sold in Japan.
Exactly. But if the barrier is that, if it's like if you're telling me like there's some of your games, yeah, they're cool. I might want to try them, but I'm not invested enough in your hardware to go out and purchase it.
Facts.
Whatever country I live in, hey, that barrier is gone now.
Right. You throw this on the phone app. Everybody's got 4G. That's minimum requirement, right? To jump in. So it's like, bam, that to me is what we got to think about. Now, I just want to transition real quick to the second part of this, Saab, unless you got something else, which is, obviously the Twitter streets is lit right now. We know that, and once it was announced, there's a lot of people that, they're like, yo, I don't really got that confidence, what I'm saying, this streaming thing. And I get it, what I'm saying? And if I want to touch on that specifically because, Microsoft, the confidence in Microsoft with delivering the service versus the confidence in the community, right? So, for times like this, I want all the lords at the round table chat. Let's come to the front of the congregation. Got to read a quote from the great Lord Albert Pinello. Twitter Fingers, chapter 1, verse 35 through 37, y'all. Come to we got some things to read. So, and I quote Lord Pinello. Whenever there is a discussion about a revolutionary new technology, it amazes me how much people come out to say it will never work. Yet when it does work, these people either disappear or move on to the next thing that will never work. Just an observation. Verse 36, y'all. I've been in the business for over 20 years, and I've been lucky to work on things that would never work, that are now part of our everyday lives. Building the future is hard. Being a naysayer is easy. Verse 37, where he bring it all home with the scripture. The fatal flaw in how people evaluate these revolutionary steps is to assume you are the customer. You are a customer. But there are many people who have different needs. Instead of thinking about how it may work for you, think about if it may work for others. Everyone put your hands together for Lord Pinello. Bring the word. Doing the Lord.
You can't be in addict world trapped in that bubble. You have to see. I'm giving it to the layman now.
Okay,
you got to release.
Coming
you got to
from you.
release
At
yourself.
this point, man, you have more addict world moments than I am.
Yeah, he's got an addict world today.
I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna.
It's not premium. I don't care.
You gotta blame Lord Sovereign on that pin popping that he had popping off of there, man. Like he really came through and stepped on my damn cake. He crushed the flow. I had a castle. He did bad things to me today. Pause.
As excited as we can be for this, or excited or not we can be for this, they got us covered. Right, they're giving us our console, right? They're not. This is not for us, really.
Yo, I know that. You know what it is? You know what it is? It was somebody in that room that was me, right? It was somebody in that room when they were showing the streaming joint, and he said, "Yo, that's 900p." What? Nah. Yo, Phil, no. No, Phil, no. And then he said, well, I got you. I got the 4K 60 frame box right here. You could purchase this in the store and play everything like you Phil. He said, yeah, man, go ahead. Man, we got all that. We got this streaming stuff for those dudes in the bushes over there that don't want to do this. We got you right here. All right, Phil. I know it was somebody in that room that was a no-go unless that box was done. And I don't know who, but I'm down with that guy. I'm with you, Premium. Me and you together all the way through.
He says he doesn't doubt the viability of the idea, but he just thinks it's arrogant when it comes to those who confidently say that the tech will become viable. No one's saying that. No one here is saying that this is definitely working. It's no doubt.
I'm sure
no
if
one's
you went
saying
back
that.
in history and looked at stuff like Wi-Fi, you'd see the same talk.
Think about things that we thought about that there's no way Wi-Fi, GPS.
When I had that giant cell phone, it was nowhere in hell.
Remember, we was on paid in full with the big cell phones, gang. And we was
when my cell phone came in a shiny silver briefcase when you purchased it, it came in
let's just give it a chance. Let's just see what
there is such a thing. I've seen this a lot. The consumer don't know what they want till it's right in front of them half the time.
Preach. Absolutely. So shout out to Lord Pinelli, just delivering the word, the scripture. You know what I'm saying? I had to get an amen in front of the congregation. Again, this is an option. Consoles ain't going nowhere. I just think about the global reach, you know what I'm saying, and the market the mobile market that's dominating right now. Xbox trying to get a hold of those customers. I think it's forward thinking. I think, and I said we just got to be careful of the fear mongering. You know what I'm saying? If the solution is not for you, that's cool. You got your
Microsoft is trying to do 900p. What the hell?
Listen, man, you got your dedicated 4K Dolby Atmos HDR in the crib. You know, you're gonna be with your free sync, and you can do all of that. You don't even have to touch this, but there are people that this is gonna appeal to. There are people that are like, yo, I don't really care about the maximum setting as long as I can take my game on the go. Shut up, K.
No, I'm reading what Jonathan B said. He said when I had the TV with the big booty on the back, it was
exactly. Who had the big back TV? Who thought it would never go to get slimmer than what it was now, right?
Cognito, yo, remember when we had to carry those joints?
Oh my God!
We had to.
I was one of the first guys in our group to get a 720p TV. One of the first guys.
I was the only dude.
And it wasn't widescreen. It was 4:3. It was 4:3. It did 1080i and it did 720p. And I called Cognito and I called Kingdom and I said, guys, I need your help with something. I didn't specifically say what it was. I said,
He's telling you the whole story. He's telling you half of the story.
By the way, hit the likes, y'all. Hit the likes, Lord.
Yo, get to the likes. Come on, y'all. Because this story right here is gonna be told.
All right, so I'll let you tell
the story, then we move on.
Yo. All right, so me and LordCognito went out and brought what was those 720? It was 1080p televisions, right? Was it 1080p?
No, it was 480i. 480p. 480.
Okay, so it was 480p televisions that we got, right? It was some number that we got, right? All right, so we went and got this. Me and Cognito went and got these TVs. So we told Lord Sovereign, yo, you have to get this television, this, that, and the third. He did his research, and he found a TV. It said high scan. he found a TV called high scan. He said, "Yo, it's outputting at the same level as y'all TVs, and it's cheaper. It's like half the price." Right? So we like, what? Half the price? I said, "Damn, he really did it." So we went over to his house, dogs. He put in, it was Dreamcast, and he put it in high scan mode, and it shrunk like, yo, it shrunk. The game went whoop, like, and it was high scan in a box. Yo, and
we couldn't let you live off that one song. We couldn't let you live off that. That one was funny.
We got a rule.
But that's not the one I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about the Vega, the Sony Vega.
That's when you got rid of that high scan, threw that in the bushes, and you went and got that Vega.
But booty TVs, the big back. Remember those?
Yeah, that's when we had to call Mr. High over to help us move stuff.
Exactly. Not playing. Before we all switched over to those slim form factor LCDs and all that good stuff. So that's all we got to say. Lord King, man. Before you go on, you done on this topic? Anyone else on the cloud before we move on?
Look, just final words. Mm-hmm. This stuff is, for better or for worse, going to be part of our immediate future. And when I say immediate, the next 5 to 10 years, if it's viable, if it does become viable in a way that that it can be used, it can become ubiquitous, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see how these smaller players.
500 people go look up ubiquitous. Just let me know that right now.
It's going to be interesting to see how the smaller players in this space react, because like I said before, I don't think Sony's in a position to compete with Google, Amazon, and Microsoft.
Right.
And I definitely don't think Nintendo's in a position.
That TV gave us radiation. It's magic.
It's going to be really interesting to see if this really takes off, how those two companies react to this, and they get in bed with somebody else. It's going to be interesting to see.
Absolutely, absolutely, and like you said, I mean, I think it's forward thinking. The competition, the gauntlet has been laid down. Google's out in these streets. We got to see what Microsoft continues to do, how this thing is implemented, and then we have to see what Sony's going to do to react, because they have to react on some level if this thing does take shape and have some legs to it.
PS Now is not it.
Shout out to that. Shout out to Guy and them. Oh, Lord King. Obsidian rumors in these streets. You got some stuff you want to talk about in reference to
finally a good topic.
Oh my God!
Oh wow! Coming
Lord
from
Anchorman,
the
aka Lord Cloud.
It was something I had to say about you frauds out there with this Iron Fist stuff.
Yes, rest in peace. It's over for you, man.
Yo, you know something?
Yes,
I really
don't have to hear it no more.
I'm bending the knee to you, Cognito. I'm doing it right now.
Anchorman too, because Anchorman, I had to hear it. Y'all was always challenging me.
Nah,
about
man.
Damn thing.
Iron Fist
The Disney execs have seen enough.
Yo, listen. Listen. I'm glad Anchorman is here because he can attest to this thing that I'm gonna say right now. All right. Out of all the Netflix series, I believe he was under the most scrutiny for a character that nobody absolutely knew, but they had expectations of characters. They had ideas going in. All right, so they heard about the Iron Fist, and they thinking about Channel 5, the Shaw Brother movies. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be high. Yeah. He's gonna go train. He's gonna get his dojo on, and you don't know the essence of the character. Maybe you learned from Disney XD that was Iron Fist for you. All right. What I think these directors did, with mismanaging this character, which was a shame. I thought season 2 was an absolute failure. I thought season 2 was in the bushes. It started off nice, and it just went straight. I knew you would like season 2 because you know nothing about the character, and it's people
I have not had a chance to watch season 2 just yet.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to bust it up for you. I'm not going to bust it up for you. But it's you guys. I'm talking to you, Cognito. It's you guys and the contingent that's behind you that actually destroyed my beloved character. But the character has been mismanaged from the beginning. They had 3 to 4 different storylines, and in a Zack Snyder type of way, they just ran through
Batman versus Superman.
Listen. What he did was he skimmed over the best stories and said, I'm going to put my spin on it. And this is exactly what it felt like they did to this character. So all I can do is go back and read old books. All right. He came from the 70s. He was part of that real Channel 5 stuff. And the Iron Fist wasn't what they made it out to be. I was totally disgusted by the end of this, and I was hoping that they just destroyed it at the end. And when they said they canceled it, I guess the world felt the same way I felt at the end of it. So I just had to tell you that because I saw your tweets, and I did not jump inside your tweets. I saw you baiting me. You was baiting me the whole damn night, and I muted your ass. I muted your ass. All right?
Yes.
So I just want
King is right about this in that Iron Fist, even at pre-production, had a lot of people coming after it, immediately, as opposed to every other Marvel Netflix property they've been working on. Oh, Jessica Jones, that's great. It's whatever. It was a feminist thing, and so nobody was hating on it. Like Luke Cage. Oh yeah, first black hero.
Black people. Hold on.
Yeah,
black people. Good. Exactly. And then they said, Iron Fist, where's the Asian?
Iron Fist, floppy Rick.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. Because Daredevil was like, okay, Daredevil's blind. But then it was like, okay, Iron Fist. And there was this expectation that he had to be Asian. And people were making a big deal out of it.
Salute to you for having one of the most amazing videos about, I believe it was the whitewashing of Iron Fist. You did it on Top Shelf. Fantastic. Please watch that, man. Anchorman be out in these streets. When he put them videos, it'd be lit.
Yeah, that video was great. That's why I'm happy that he's here there so he can see us both have a collective side. Please watch the series before Daredevil starts so you can see exactly what they did to our beloved character. Exactly. And I encourage you to call me so we can cry together.
Rest in peace in the bushes.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what we got about Obsidian? What's going on? What you want to talk about, Kay?
All right. So Microsoft, what we learned at E3 was Microsoft was going outside acquiring studios like Thanos. You know, Phil is out here with the Infinity Gauntlet. Shout out to Dilla. I think it was Dilla or Tin Dog that had the gif or the meme.
No, that was
Phil's face.
Rand. I believe it was Rand. Rand
Oh, that was Lord
yeah,
Rand.
Rand had the thumbnail in his video.
Yeah, I saw everybody was like tweeting it out. So shout out to Rand too, because I watched all your guys stuff. All right, and Phil is acquiring all these studios. All right, so little by little, the Infinity Gems is pocketing into this gauntlet, and Obsidian has been talked about. Right, so and they did say that a lot of these studios they couldn't announce because the ink wasn't dry yet. So, and it was more. So I know in light of this whole streaming stuff, this is why streaming came first. So we could talk about these studios next. So these actual games could be talked about later. But my question is, in collecting all these studios, what old IPs, old games or old stuff that Microsoft has in their vault, because they have games in their vault that they can actually make now. I know I have a couple of mine that I wanted to see them make. I wanted to know what the roundtable. What did you want to see these companies work on with existing IPs or stuff in the future?
A cool thing that people aren't realizing too is, regardless, a lot of their studios that they bought didn't really have a whole lot, but Obsidian has a couple games that the Pillars. Don't they own that game? The Pillars?
Yeah, they own Pillars.
Yeah, that's a really big game on PC. Microsoft, if they did buy them, they own that IP now. So I think that's pretty interesting. I'm waiting until an official announcement.
Yeah, which we assume most likely maybe we say XO would be the proper place.
That's what I think.
Yeah, because we saw Phil come out on Inside Xbox. They made the announcement of XO. He actually referenced the last time they did an XO was when they made the Rare announcement. So it's almost some foreshadowing there when he sat down with Rikuri and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, this is cool. I mean, this is another one, feather in the cap. And, to the people, I think to me, it's like, when I look into it, it's like, yeah, but Xbox got no games. And I get that, but it's like, here's the thing. You have to start the process, right? You have to start the process of acquiring and building in-house. It's almost, the way I look at it is like a sports team. You have to draft, right? Do you expect when you draft that it's going to be, it takes time for some players to develop. So we got to see what's going to happen. But to me, it's better than the equivalent of doing nothing. Like not doing anything is not good. So seeing them acquire all this stuff, but to your point, King, it's tough, man. I mean, we got so many in tow. I'm trying to think what IPs.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, like what could
Jonathan B just said exactly what I'm talking about. Like Blinks, the Time Speak, that was one of the games on my list that I wanted rebooted. That and Too Human. Like I want Too Human. I didn't finish the story. I finished the game. Remember, Too Human was supposed to be a trilogy, right? The game did horribly.
Right. That's
It's not theirs. It's not theirs though.
Oh, it's not theirs.
Too Human is not theirs. Who owns Too Human?
Too Human is oh God, who the heck?
That was an Xbox exclusive game.
Yeah, I don't know.
The game isn't theirs though.
The game, the IP doesn't belong to them.
It was Silicon Knights. Yeah, it was Silicon Knights. You remember the whole issue with Silicon Knights beefing with Cliffy B and Epic over the use of the Unreal Engine and how they
right.
Yeah,
they had to switch it over at the last minute. Right. And that's how we got that game, because at first it was supposed to be on the Unreal Engine and then it got when left.
Yeah, they don't own it, but
shout out to Rage Vice. He loved Too Human. J Pone boy, Kung Fu Chaos is gonna be by Ninja Theory. I'm done. Get out of control right now. But yeah,
I find it funny. Oh, one second. Someone's calling me. Hold on a second.
You sound crazy right now on the mic.
Yeah, it sounds like you was straight in the bushes, bro.
Sorry. Normally what I do is I connect with my phone, but I have like my headset through it, so the quality's decent.
Yeah.
But yes. Someone actually called me, so
I got you.
They can wait. Continue. So, yeah. Honestly, though, if we're looking at what I wish that Obsidian would make. And I know everyone has like basically said this is true, but except it's not have confirmed yet. Is this Fable thing with Playground? I don't think that Playground should make Fable. I think Obsidian should make it.
I was told that Fable they have a team working on it. That they're not really working on the game itself. They have a team from Playground working on schematics, what the game wants to look like. the overall world concept
like the
art.
assets.
Yeah, they're working on stuff like that, but that they haven't defined a developer yet. That they don't know who's going to get, because apparently Playground, they're wanting to make their own IP. So I think what's going to happen is if Playground does make it, I think they're going to go from that standpoint. Or we'll make Fable to preview. We can make an RPG, and then you let us make our own RPG.
I mean, I would agree. Like Obsidian might be the better choice, right?
I don't know.
Obsidian has that RPG record.
Man. Whoever
like
messes
Knights
up
of the Old Republic, Fallout New Vegas.
Whoever messes up Fable, if anyone messes up Fable, that studio's dead to me. So they need to watch out.
You want Playground to die?
I don't care. Yeah, Playground could go in the bushes if they mess up Fable. They can take Horizon with them. I don't care. You mess up Fable, your studio dead. It's getting boycotted from here on out.
Addict has spoken.
Why do you think I don't play that much Square Enix games? Because they messed up Final Fantasy. So they.
I don't think anybody from this point out can mess up Fable, because all you have to do is take Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and slap the Fable guy on it and put people populate the world, because the world was not populated. Populate the world and actually form a game around it, and there you go. That's all you have to do, is literally take that game, copy, put a story around it, populate the world, put some actual graphics.
You get Iron Fist out of that.
Shout out to B Money. He said, let Playground get out there and do their own thing, Addict. He said, you gotta let them do. You gotta let them rock, man.
I don't care who makes it, but someone. I'm telling you, like, you guys think I'm joking. I will go in if someone messes up Fable.
Yo, you know what? Everybody likes to scream that crap. Yo, let them freestyle. And then when they can't freestyle off the top and they need to get that written,
you know what's funny? When people keep saying, let them freestyle. Then when you let them freestyle, you get a Kojima incident.
Yeah, like you get the lolly lily lalu. We ain't looking for the lolly lily lalu.
Trailers, we still have no clue what that game is.
Throat baby.
Yo, Saul, what you want, man? What do you want them to do?
I mean, for me, obviously, Crimson Skies is a big one, right? Like an aerial shooter, like, with the high fidelity, great graphics. That game controlled beautifully with some great multiplayer stuff. That is fantastic. And another one for me is this game came out at the launch of the Xbox One. And it was like the spiritual successor to Panzer Dragoon. It was Crimson Dragon.
Crimson, yeah, I remember that.
And I'm just a Panzer Dragoon head. Crimson Dragon wasn't great, but the fact that some of the original creators of Panzer Dragoon worked on it, if they could get a really big team around this and bring back, because I don't say it doesn't seem to be doing anything with it. They don't, we just got Panzer Order back compat not too long ago on the Xbox One. I think it's X Enhanced. I don't remember.
You and his little coat's the only people rocking that game right now. You about to have that time when you out in the field and he asks you to drink apple juice and you do it.
I'm done. What game is he talking about? The Death Stranding, because B Money said he's still
what
rocking.
He's saying is,
B Money said he's still rocking.
Nah, man, I'm not.
Yeah, B Money is one of those Kojima dudes. Like, he said, you don't ever go full Kojima. Who said that? Slow Mo? Slow Mo said, don't you ever go full Kojima. And you dudes is out here going full Kojima.
And the thing is, to be honest though, we haven't seen full Kojima, because regardless to what, Kojima had to work at least within the restraints of the Metal Gear world.
I beg to differ. In a situation like this, Obsidian has always had budget constraints and like significant budget constraints, and when they put out a game, it's almost always well received.
Yeah,
like it's almost always like that. But then at the same time, Kojima always goes over budget. Always gets delayed. He goes over the top, and then it's like when the game comes out, it's good, but it's like, is it that good?
King Jonathan B said they told Kojima to freestyle, and this fool made 10 mixtapes.
Yo, Jonathan
dead.
Jonathan B.
Industry, I am dead.
Yo, Jonathan B. it's been lit since he walked in the
Boss
door.
Moves, where you
And
at, man? Jonathan B got this title.
yeah,
tonight in
he's
the
Boss
chat,
Moves is
man.
not here today. Something's going on.
Boss
He said
man.
he going.
Good
He,
Kojima's the Kanye of the industry.
Jonathan B is loaded in chat right now. He's killing it. No, I feel you, son. Look, man. You know, with this whole thing, you know, obviously they have the RPG base. Yeah, that would probably be cool for them. But as far as like the whole thing and them acquiring it, like shout out to Lord Hogue, man. We had him. Remember, he was breaking down the whole intricacies of the letter of intent and about this whole thing. So it's happening.
Yeah,
like I said, announcements XO, right? Right, so we
right.
figured
I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Like this is I'm fanboyed out when I heard even the rumors of this because they are.
But that's not the only studio though.
No,
I
but
know
it's
because
the
we
fact
know
that they're so intricately they're intertwined with like fantastic RPGs, and I think Fable's a great RPG, but it doesn't delve into deep RPG mechanics like an Obsidian RPG does, right? So it's a different type of RPG. Right. So
but they used to do those old school isometric joints
they
too.
Did,
though, so.
Yeah, exactly. They did.
But them engines though, that's why I like Microsoft is in here because they engines used to be a little.
Oh, absolutely. But again, they worked on KOTOR 2. They worked on KOTOR 2, right?
Right. True.
Worked on Fallout New Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have
which
that.
Was arguably the best Fallout.
Yeah,
story wise, absolutely.
Yeah,
story wise and mechanics wise, like there is no joke. Like
Fallout New Vegas is still Attic will agree. Fallout New Vegas was the wave.
The great thing about this is
Fallout
that
New
now,
Vegas is.
Watch your mouth very carefully right here.
Did you see my head? Did you see my head? Yo, you stupid. You said state your business. Yo,
what's funny, Anchorman, is you gonna sit here and come at me sideways like that when I'm pretty much the only one that could come at you on a Fallout base because I have played them like that.
I'm just saying, you watch your mouth. Be very careful about what you're about to say.
Look, Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout that's ever been made, and Fallout 4 is the worst Fallout that's ever been made.
No.
Fallout 76 is in the bushes.
Have you played Brotherhood of Steel? No, that's a fighting game.
Oh my! So we have to go to the bottom of the bushes to find something.
You said the worst. You said the worst Fallout game.
The worst mainline. At the end of the day, I think Obsidian
is technically not mainline, but
oh my God, shut up.
Yo, listen, you're talking to the wrong dude about the right thing, and he gonna come at you with everything
no matter what. There's no wins here. There's no wins.
You better leave that man alone.
You know those movies where you think like the main antagonist is gonna win and they end up both dying? That's right here, Anchorman. You sure you want to?
No, it's not. Listen. He has in his little avatar. He has that little book bag. In that book bag, he has every damn game that they have ever made.
He got two compartments in that book bag. On the left is every game that's ever been made. On the right, it's a bunch of C4 when he comes up against Attic.
Oh my God!
Because he about to kamikaze both.
Anyway, guys, and then I'll finish up too.
What's great about this is that you guys remember Obsidian's relationship with Xbox was kind of in the bushes after the Stormlands cancellation and all of that friction between the old regime. So I think it's great that Phil was able to mend those fences.
That's a good point.
And if this is true, I just think moving forward, everybody's on. It's like a fresh start for everybody. And from what I read, is as part of the letter of intent that they request that they be able to increase their studio size, something like that. There's a possibility of two teams making two distinct games or just one team making one massive game. So again, with their RPG pedigree and their ability to make small games, and if they're now with the backing of Microsoft able to make big games, we're talking about the possibility of making a game on a Witcher 3 level.
Yo, let me just say something.
I wanted to really briefly point out.
Go ahead, yeah.
Is people said that they only had that that Forza, it's the McDonald's meal that LordCognito always going about the
Big Mac Happy Meal and the shake. Large fries and the shake.
It feels like now they're giving you those chicken tender option if you want. They're giving you that. They're like, you know what? If you ain't about that third person thing, you could go to
That's what B Money said. B Money just said no freestyling from Microsoft is why we got playing Halo 25 one day.
Well, at the end of the day, I feel like Obsidian might be one of their gold mines that people aren't really taking into consideration. And I love that comment that people say on Twitter right now. Oh, they only make licensed IPs. They don't make good. They can't make anything original. It takes money to make original stuff. And they didn't have that. That's why they keep doing license for hire work. And let's be real here. They made Stick of Truth.
Yep.
Stick of Truth was phenomenal. It was a great game. They made Fallout New Vegas, arguably one of the best Fallout games that's ever been made. They made KOTOR. Yeah. So how do you not give this team props? Like, I don't get it.
Shout out to Lord Sam Tober. He said he guaranteed that God Howard on Bethesda made this acquisition happen. He think the God came in. Yeah, he think the God came in. What you think about the Anchorman?
And God Howard's always had my back.
There was a
he's always
you gotta stay paused when you say that. Saying that like
I think when it's Howard,
God Howard always had my back. Yo,
go ahead, Addict.
But I think there was a rumor that Fallout New Vegas 2 was in development.
I don't think that'll happen, at least on an exclusive level or anything like that. I think what I could basically guarantee to you is they're going to work with Bethesda to have a official X update for Fallout New Vegas.
If
this thing's real, if this thing is real, that's happening.
Yeah.
Well, why would they do that though? If they're not promoting,
why not, dude? Because no, they went and updated Fallout 3 for no reason.
Fallout 4 now. They just put it on Game Pass.
No. When the X came out.
When the X came out, Fallout 3
was on Game Pass, and that was the X hands at the same time.
No, it wasn't, dude. Because Game Pass didn't happen until last year. Not last year, this year. That the Fallout 4 going on Game Pass didn't happen until this E3.
Oh, it's 103.
Yeah, we got the move. Just real quick, like I said, I think, like Sam also said in chat, I don't think finished. I think it's maybe 2 or 3 more to add. So Infinity Gauntlet might be full. He might be getting the Ultimate Nullifier, the Cosmic Cube. He's doing things out here, man. So as for the devs, my heart is always gonna say like a king. I'm always gonna say like some type of stupid Sega deal, or even like Crytek. Just get the engine, do something. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I really want? I mean, that game I believe is coming regardless. I believe it's coming regardless.
I think it's secretly in the bushes.
What game?
Yeah,
I think
you say you think it's secretly in the bushes?
What game?
Rise. I think Rise, because we're supposed to get that other Rise game, and I think it would be.
I think Rise would be amazing. Would be crazy if at the reveal for the next Xbox, Rise is the demo game. Because if you think about it, there's been a Rise for every generation. It's from last to next generation. If that happens, that would be insane. I don't even want Crytek making the shit. I want someone else making it.
I think what you said. I think what you said earlier though was right though.
You know what's funny?
I said earlier.
He hasn't been. Yeah, he hasn't been on his language police stuff since he's been in here. And you're on it when you in the chat. Yo, don't be derelict in your duties.
What you feel? I think
Attic was right earlier. I don't think it's going to be Rise. I think it's going to be Halo. All right, because if the mantra is true, only successful Xbox games launch with Halo or Xbox consoles, then you could argue Xbox One.
I think you get 343's game and Hellblade and whatever Forza is out that year.
No doubt. Let's move on.
I want them to buy EA.
On topic so we can move on.
No, I just want them to buy EA. I'm still on hold for EA.
That's evil. Addict, last thing. PlayStation name change.
Before we end the podcast, I felt like it'd be a good, Iron Lord's laughing section that we can get going on right now.
I'm not changing my name though.
Why won't you change it? Like you gonna go on that Oh, I mean, you don't play any of the old games, so I don't think this would really apply to you. So I think you would be fine.
Wow, this dude is actually going after me, and he didn't even finish Infamous. Like, I mean, like,
Actually, I did start it.
You started it, but you didn't.
Just
finish,
like you
man.
started
Stop coming for
everything
me.
else.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you too, my friend, are just like King. So
He's got one game, Cognito. He's got one.
Yo, you know what? I'm pretty sure if I start looking at your platinum list, which I never do, I can figure you out. Like, you know what? You know what's crazy? I don't. No, I probably do, and I don't. You know, actually, I do. I have it in Killzone. I actually do. I have it in Killzone. How you feel right now?
Anyway, PSN, they're finally getting their name changes. They have, they've been really vague on how it actually affects you. Right. Apparently, when it comes,
I heard it resets everything.
So they haven't said anything. They just said that there could be issues of games that were released.
I heard you lose all your platinum.
But I think what we're looking at here, because they didn't say. I feel like if it was just you get on and it shows your old gamer tag, I think they would have said that, because that's not really a big thing. Like, okay, so what? Anything before God of War, you still see your old gamer tag. I think there's certain games, anything before God of War just don't work now.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Let's break it down. So pretty much they made the announcement. PlayStation Network preview program. Shut up, King. Will be allowing
why is this a topic?
Oh my God! This is now the name change feature. So pretty much it's going to cost you about. It's going to be the first change is free, just like Xbox, and then the second one change after that will be $10. They said that
that's not like push your money.
But they are
we give you a sample
You'll
for
get
free.
the ability
but
to
after that, son, you gotta pay for this, baby.
You stupid. Once you get the ability to display it on your PSN ID alongside with your new one, so your friends can still recognize you have both with the old ID new. The caveat, which is what Attic is saying, is that the new feature won't be compatible with all games. So if it's a PS4 game. You're stupid. If it's a PS4 game that's released after April 1st, 2018, those are the majority of, you know what I'm saying? That you should be good.
They're gonna get that sorry dude, that unfortunate dude that couldn't upgrade from FIFA 2018 or 17.
Y'all terrible right now.
You gonna check it, they'll be like, it's just gonna have an error message and it's gonna kick you back to the home.
A dude with crazy money gonna have mad AKAs, AKA the stalker, AKA the barker, AKA because he gonna have all his name tag. Like when his name pop up, all his tags gonna pop up.
So you're gonna be walking by him, you're gonna see him like on Destiny. It's gonna be like a whole thing all the way across the screen.
Yeah, terrible. PlayStation is making it clear that not all the PS4, PS3, and Vita games are going to guarantee to support this new feature. So you might
guarantee to support it.
Can I get through the news without clouding?
Because what you're
changing your name is a feature.
It's a feature.
God, terrible.
I want to ask the actual question. I would actually like to ask as a poll question.
Yes.
Like, okay, should we rename the PlayStation the Caveat Station?
Oh,
because that's all this ever is.
Y'all fanboy.
Like anytime something gets added, there's always a big caveat about it.
At the end of the day,
we have crossplay, but it's in beta. And it's only for one game.
At the end of the day, I feel like it's justified us going in on it, but it needed to be done.
No, it needed to.
Especially PS5.
But why you gonna have cheek it though? This is what I'm talking about. Like they have cheeking right now.
I think this is one of those
giving
things.
You full cheek. They're giving you half cheek.
I don't think this is half cheeking. I think this is one of those things that were like, it's been a giant wall for years. They're like, dude, we have no.
It's still a wall.
We're gonna get pretty much what they're saying is that if you run into any issues post change, PlayStation will let you revert
for free one time.
Free one time.
So if it screws up twice, it's PlayStation's fault. Both.
Doesn't it sound like the wall is still there, but they just threw a rope over the wall and said climb it? Like the wall.
You know what I'm starting to think this is? I know people were talking about this before. I think it was J-Main, actually, I saw on Twitter, was talking about this. He was like, the only reason they're actually making these changes and making these big things lately is because the generation's almost over, and they don't have to keep up with it very long, and all they have to do is they're thinking that it's going to be the PlayStation 5 is going to be announced next year.
Right. Let me get solved.
Now,
I'm sorry, I didn't let you finish. My bad.
The only reason why I think that might be true now is that they're going to say, "Oh yeah, we have backwards compatibility for PlayStation 5, but it's only for games from April 1st of 2018 forward."
Yes, Savage.
It's gonna be like Destiny 2. You can only bring your face over. Everything is done. They killed the vault. Everybody's dead. Only thing you can do is bring your face.
What do you think, man? Because I got some strong thoughts on this.
Listen, I'm glad they're able to get it in as limited a form as they are getting it. What I don't understand is how can you create infrastructure that's so different across your platforms? Like, it doesn't make it, like, why would you do that? How are you going to tell me you cannot sync PS3 and Vita trophies and all this stuff to what you're doing? Why would you do that? I understand that the guts of the console
right now.
consoles are different. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. That's one, right? That's my one. My second beef is, once again, was anybody aware? Maybe I'm just ignorant to this. Was anybody aware that that a PlayStation preview program existed?
I wasn't privy.
I've never heard of this.
I wasn't privy.
So once again, they've just copied verbatim. Like they are Philip Musening the situation.
Sovereign. Tomorrow you're gonna find out they got a PlayStation Live.
I'm done with y'all. Listen,
it doesn't make any sense. Like the whatchamacallit, the classic console, PlayStation Classic Edition. Why just name it something different? And then now you have a PlayStation preview program. Philip Musin is in the building.
LaMarcus Dawson mad at us, yo. He said we free to play behind a paywall. Y'all got no new games.
Oh, here we go.
You can't change your name without jumping through a hoop with fire around it.
Now, mind you, on Xbox is the same thing, right? You get your first one free, then you have to pay for it afterwards.
Like, I'm not even mad about the paywall. I'm not even mad about that. Like, but it's just like, this is really dumb.
Listen. So I got something to say.
They say you can change your name, but you gotta use the flaming hula hoop.
Honestly, for this, I would say it's better. They would be better off just saying, you know what, moving forward from the next console, you'll be able to do it. But forget about anything PS4 and before.
Here's the thing: I don't think they can do that because there's a lot of talk about backwards compatibility. I feel like when it comes to this, they want to ease people into it. But for let's say they do it at PS5. They don't want to start PS5. Be like people pick up these old things. Like, it's not working.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Publicity.
They have to start off a cutoff point at some point to do it, and it just to me it just goes to show how messy the database infrastructure is.
If they do it now, by the time the PS5 comes out, it's not going to be news. It's going to be old news that no one's talking.
So you get the jokes out, you get the mess out. Now shout out to my boy, I believe his name is Pixel G. He's got a great video on this. He's a DB admin. Check his video out. He's really good breaking it down as far as that and why the process should have been easier. But I just think it's the infrastructure is not there on the database side, and then it's just they're convoluted. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm glad it's happening now. So like Attic said, it's setting up PS5 so that now the new things are under construction. And this way, you have that cutoff year, 2018 or whatever it was, all those games, if you're that name, shut up. If you're that name from that point on, you are good. You're not going to have to deal with it as much. That's just, and again, the last point is, to me, this is just Sony.
So all my platinums just disappeared. Xbox 360 level 01 is dead.
Here's my question. See, I'm coming from a non-software engineering background, so I don't know. But the way it's been explained to me is that basically when Sony was creating their online infrastructure, your display name that you chose is your actual online tag.
Yes.
And so you cannot change that because otherwise it doesn't recognize you.
The names in the table, the way they've been associated with each other, the way they did the infrastructure It's just, unfortunately that's just the way it is. So they couldn't make a simple
It's
change.
your birth certificate. It's your social security card.
Oh
You cannot change it without killing the system.
But
I assume that's like it's the same thing on Xbox, except it's just a hidden tag no one ever sees.
Right.
So my question is, why don't you just make it so that becomes invisible and you have a different display name option?
There's still security protocols involved.
You're thinking in common sense, and they're not using it.
Oh my God. Listen, to me, ultimately, what this just shows is, again, their strength is hardware. Microsoft's strength is software, and that's, you can see the discrepancy here. But we are happy that it changes, that you can make the change, and then PS5 moving forward, we won't have to deal with none of this for the most part anymore, and hopefully no one's getting bricked.
I think you whistling Dixie
From
right now. I
messages.
think you whistling right past that graveyard. Y'all all keep talking about this. Yo, they are not doing backward compatibility. Y'all gonna be heartbroken when the dude come out and they be like, well, you can only go back to August 18th.
August 1st of 2018.
Of 2018. That's everything before that. You can't play
There were
those
no
games.
games
But after
before
that,
then.
Yo,
There
so
were no
man
games
going
before
in, y'all. He
that.
said
Yeah.
name change betas and messages that brick your console. Fantastic network.
Yo, don't open the mail that says sweet candy. Don't open that.
That's all I got on it. Anybody got anything else on the name change?
No,
before
we
wrap
good.
and get out of here?
Yeah, I just have one quick thing to say. It's like I said, I got an argument with this with Frog on Planet Xbox because he thinks that they shouldn't have done this at all if this is what they're going to give us. And to a point, I can understand his view, but at the end of the day, like, this has been a thorn in their side for years, and
Let it stay there.
and it's like I said, I feel like this is one of those situations where they've been looking at a wall for years, and now it's like, oh, at the right of the wall, a small hole's just been busted through. Let's just crawl out of it.
Announcing the new PlayStation Network for $80 a year.
Oh my.
At the end of the day,
PlayStation Live.
I think we're going to be talking. I think we're going to be talking about this again when it actually launches, because I feel like the way that they worded that, there's going to be a lot of issues, like a lot of issues. Because
thankfully it's in beta.
So once
what they should do is they should hire LordCognito so he can get in there and he can get in the machine and fix it up for him. Because apparently these dudes don't understand. I just want to change my name, bro. I don't want to change my location. I don't want to change anything else. I just want to change my name.
By the way, after this announcement, there's a now new most requested feature already, like allowing you to change your location and not having to be completely region locked, which needs to happen. Because like on Xbox, all you do is
I was just joking. I was just joking.
We're gonna wait another 10 years for this. So
I agree with Sam Tolbert in the chat. He said what they're likely doing is trying to migrate people's information. The fact that it's guaranteed to work with past games past April 2018 means they're moving things over. Midway through the PS5, they'll just cut the cord and shut down everything associated with the PS3. That's a strong possibility. They may just, like I said, they may have that strong cutoff date, and just from that point moving forward,
I was told this is more of a game server issue that the developers have to. They've been developing games for the PS4 with this not in it, and they've had to have people go back and redo it. And
shout out to Sammy Prescott. Yeah, he said he agrees. He said this is just a database migration. If the tables exist, you're just moving them over unless they're changing the tables completely. It's like picking up a ball and putting it in a brand new box. It's could be very crucial.
I think right now people are going to clown on this. It's going to be funny. Obviously, we spent 5 minutes clowning on it, but at the end of the day, when we're like a year into the PS5 or 2 years, this isn't something that's going to be talked about. People aren't going to even remember you couldn't change your gamer tag.
Like I said, get it out now. It's the end of the cycle. Get it out now.
It's all about records too. And like this was like I was checking out earlier today about like the history of crossplay, because I wanted to check and see like, okay, who was the first to do this? When I just wanted to kind of briefly look at it. And I noticed that, like, I look at Wikipedia articles because it's the only place to keeping track of any of this. And the records are, and most of them are September of 2018. Sony opened the floodgates. It was the first time we allowed, giving Sony all the credit for everything. And it's like this is the same scenario where it's just going to be they're allowing it now, and no one's going to look at the actual cliff notes and the caveats, anything else like that. They're just going to say, "Oh, good guy, Sony did this back in October of 2018."
Listen, to me, I always say, what's the alternative? Nothing happens. At least they're doing something. I can be LordCognito. I'm tired of being Cognito 360. So let me be LordCognito. I'll be happy. That's all I got. But anyway.
Yeah, but you're gonna wipe away all your history. Like you're gonna be the new LordCognito. Like you're in a witness protection program when you go over there and change your name.
That's actually my question now. So all those people who got screwed because Sony said we can't change your name without deleting all this stuff, and they made them like lose all their purchases and stuff because their account got hacked. Are they gonna get reimbursed now?
I don't know, man. Let's
we're talking about the company that will take you to court if you try to claim
How
something
dare you
at your
stop
bank.
my PayPal?
Oh my God, we doing too much Sony bash. We got.
Oh yeah, let's get off of Sony. Pause.
New ILP poll for the week. All right, if Microsoft's Project X Cloud proves to live up to expectation with minimal latency and legitimate seamless console streaming experience, would you consider it as an option for your remote gaming needs? Choices are A, no, cloud streaming will never replace a dedicated console experience. B, yes, it's an attractive option and more gamers get a chance to play. Or C, power the cloud. How's that Crackdown 3 release date looking? That is the question. Those are the choices. I had to rep my Sony, man. I had to rep my Sony guy. Please rock the IOP poll when it goes up on Twitter tomorrow. Lord Anchorman with the cameo in the realm as usual. What is going on? Where can people find you, bro?
We're going to be on Monday night. So we're going to be doing that 8 o'clock. We should be back on track. We got a lot of stuff pop up recently that's kind of prevented us from doing the show. But we should be getting everything back in order.
And you disappeared a little bit, but I hear you.
And he left. And it booted him. Boom!
But it was good time.
He was about to fraud. His phone said, nope.
Lord Addict, you are cooking up something I know you can't wait to talk about, but you can't talk about.
Yeah, so you can follow me on IOP. Well, obviously I'll be on this. I'm on Planet Xbox as well.
He's back.
You can follow me on Twitter.
That was really weird.
At Addict IOP. I should have a review up for the Sinner Sacrifice or Redemption on Tuesday. So definitely catch up on that.
Check that out.
I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna spend a lot of time on this one. Definitely appreciate everyone for coming out. We had almost 70 people. Definitely hit that
like, hit that ILP sub, y'all. Hashtag do the right thing too. Come on, y'all. I'm gonna have to keep reminding y'all. Need that love. Go ahead.
And I'll go ahead and I'll get the link for the ILP channel as well. But I definitely appreciate everyone coming on, and we will see you next week.
Absolutely. Lord Solve, the Cloud Sostradamus, schooling us once again, always right in the realm. I'm not betting you no more when it comes to cloud. Let's go on.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, LordSovILP, and BX Sovereign on PSN and Xbox Live.
You gonna change your name?
No, I'm good. BX Sovereign. I thought about putting Lord Sovereign. I don't want to leave the BX behind. I don't know. So yeah, it's gonna be BX Sovereign for the time being. But,
you're gonna be standing there and somebody gonna ask you, what did it cost you? Everything.
You're gonna whisper it in my ear.
Everything.
Must be everything.
The hell with that.
Yes, just counting down the days until Red Dead.
No doubt. That's what's up. Lord King, Fraud Police was out here.
Brother, it wasn't. Yo, listen, I want everybody to go cop those Jay-Z greens. You've been asking, right? So the Jay-Z greens is in the building. Hit that link. First of all, like, follow, and subscribe. That should be the mantra right there.
Where they gotta subscribe also, besides where they gotta subscribe?
Well, you gotta go to the YouTube page and you gotta hit that bell icon. There's a bell icon that's right there, and that'll alert you when we pop up with new content.
Fact.
So that way you can get that flashpoint. I mean, listen, if you're into Destiny, and you want to know the new stuff, they really break it down. I don't care what's going on. They break it down to a point that you can actually understand it and you can follow and you know what's coming up next. You know why they nerfed shotguns or why they did auto rifles the way they did it. So you really got to follow it. I don't think that Flashpoint gets enough credit for what's going on out there because there's a lot of Destiny informationals, but this one is not telling you. It gives you a different spin on it, and you want different. You don't want the same. Everybody got the same thing. This is really different. And I'm not saying that because this is my ILP brother, this is my cousin, but I really like the content. So and I watch it, you know, when I'm working.
No, I appreciate it. Also, the Ebontis too. Yeah.
Exactly. This I'm like your chemistry is crazy. I like how it goes. Combat Talk. You wanna ask me about fights? You want to know about fights? I'm not gonna respond to you on Twitter. Like I'm gonna give you a small little hi. Check out Combat Talk. It's coming. Oh, you want to have that whole conversation? No, you just go over there, like, follow, and subscribe. Hit the icon, and you can get notifications when it goes up because it's going up right now. I'm gonna give you why Terrence Crawford won. I'm gonna show you how he won. I'm gonna show you exactly what went on and why Benavidez couldn't do exactly what Benavidez thought he was going to do with this savant.
You got to break him down why he threw him out the car or moving whip.
Yeah, and he tilted on that neck. That neck was crazy. But also, we at ILP, we love all the support. We try and we strive to give you something different, not the same content. We just give you a peek into what we do and who and how we move. We actually, when we meet individuals, when we talk to individuals, we're genuine. All right. So the bonds that we build, like Anchorman, that's a genuine bond. Like we bonded with Anchorman. All right. So none of this stuff is fraudery. We don't do industry stuff. We're not on that industry stuff. Follow us because you like our stuff. Follow us because you like the content. Follow us because we got jokes. I may joke on the PlayStation or I may joke on the Switch and stuff like that, but I got them and I play them and I support them. All right, because I play video games. But just support us, bro. We got other stuff cooking for you.
No, I appreciate that, King, that you said that. Like, it means the world, man. Salute to everybody again. Like I said, very appreciative of the support. And because to be honest, the 500 or whatever the number is, y'all the real ones. Y'all the ones we see the tweets. We see the comments when y'all put up the shirts, y'all put up the crest, y'all put up the shield. Like, y'all don't understand. That makes my day. Like, Spoonman had something today. He's like, yo, I'm at breakfast. He got the Dunkin' Donuts lined up. He's like, I'm getting ready. So when we see that, like, you know what I'm saying? Because all of us work very hard. You know what I'm saying? Addicts working hard out here. King's working hard out here. Saws working. All of us really working hard to give you that good experience, positivity, and some fun. So like I said, it just really means a lot when y'all do support. Y'all hit the links. Y'all can check out the merch. Y'all check out the channel. Y'all sub. You know, all the Patreon support love too. So we definitely want to be.
Get the women in those tights.
Oh yeah. Boogie, thanks. Shout out to Lady Boogie in the chat. You know, she spoke to me. She's like, you got to bring that price down for the ladies of the realm on them tights. So the price has been adjusted. You know what I'm saying? We got tights out there. We got y'all shirts. You got the colorways for the females out there. Really repping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man. Kabatsu, he's gonna get the audio up. You already know. And again, for the lords that missed it early in the show, Google Play and Spotify are now up in addition. So you got all your audio needs and y'all killing that audio. So really, really appreciate that. And again, like King said, Flashpoint was up there. My boy Ebontis, he's rising out here in these streets, recognized by YouTube. That's my Flashpoint brethren. Thirsty Knees is up there. Combat Talk Part 2 is coming up. I'm assuming later today, King?
Oh, I'm doing it right after this.
No doubt. Everybody enjoy their Sunday. If anybody got anything else? All right, let's get out of here. Peace.